Hey there, everybody. Good to have you with us. We are live on the Jim Masters Show Live. Good to have you with us from wherever you're watching all around the world. Nice to see you and you and you and you. How's your week going? Yes, we are not in 2020, although it might still seem like we are in certain respects. We could do a whole other show on that. But it is 2021. Good to see everybody. This is your entertainment lifestyle talk show series we have been doing with over, I think, 230 episodes nonstop daily, 7 days a week since we launched this in late April, early May, which has been extraordinary. And sometimes we do 2 episodes a day because we have guests who are performers and artists, entertainers, in other locations at later time zones. Like this weekend, we're going to be doing 2 shows during each day because of the fact that we've got some guests who are in Greece and Ireland and England, and they're singers and performers, world-renowned, and they're going to be joining us at earlier times here because it's going to be later for them in Europe. So it is 7 p.m. Eastern here, where we are in the Northeastern United States. It is 4 p.m. out on the West Coast. Good to have you guys with us. And we toast all of you. Again, we have this fantastic mug that was sent to us with a package of Christmas gifts, which was unbelievable, from one of our great faithful Loverty viewers, Mary Bishop. She lives in Pine Island, Florida. We say hello to Mary and to all the Loverties watching right now. And we've got something refreshing in our mug from Mary. Thanks, Mary. That was a beautiful thing to do. How is everybody? If you're just watching for the first time, I'm your host, Jim Masters, and I do this work in the professional world, in television, radio, and stage as a TV and radio personality, presenter, host, journalist, actor, writer, producer, stage MC, voiceover artist. And for years, people asked me to put a show like this together, like a traditional talk show. Carson, Dick Cavett, David Susskind, Merv Griffin, Mike Douglas, Steve Allen, some of the traditional sensibilities of a talk show where we're bringing back the lost art of conversation, but with some of the modern vibe and sensibilities of today. So we have done about 230 plus episodes every single day, nonstop. Just took a couple of days for the holiday break with family, which was beautiful. And I hope you had a good holiday as well. But thanks for all the love. It's amazing the messages I get on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and texting about how everybody loves the vibe of the show, the warmth, the inspiration, the positivity, or as we call it, the Loverty. I say the show is all about light, love, and levity. And then I slipped up once and I said Loverty. And then you guys just fell in love with that word all around the world because we do have an international audience. And we stuck with it. So you guys call me Mr. Loverty. And this is Loverty Hall. We have amazing guests, friends, a lot of friends of mine from television and radio and film, movie world, Hollywood, Broadway, science, nature, culinary arts, sports, comedy, just about everybody you can think of. And it's amazing. We've got a phenomenal January coming up. Matter of fact, we've got a phenomenal show coming up right now as we have incredible actor Kevin Sizemore, who's live in Los Angeles right now. He's had a really, really busy day. Matter of fact, he just got off the phone about a potential big movie that he might be participating in. Really exciting. So we like to hear good news like that with our friend Kevin. Willie, who's watching in Holland, says, some tulips from Holland for Jim and my friends. That's fantastic. Good to see you there in the Netherlands, Willie. I know it's late for you, like 1 a.m. there, right? Sherry says, hello, Jim and Loverties. Good to see you as well. Christine Clifton is here. Hi, Jim and Loverty friends. Welcome, actor, producer Kevin Sizemore to the show tonight. Looking forward to another evening together. I know we've had a great week of shows, huh? Mary, there you are. Thanks for that mug from Pine Island, Florida. We love it. Hi, Jim and Loverty friends. Good to see you as well. Sherry says, welcome to Loverty Hall, Kevin. We're excited you're here with us. I told him all about the Loverty thing, that you guys are going to welcome him as a Loverty, and he said he's all ready for it. You can get Oscars and Peabodys and Tellys and Tonys and Emmys, but when you get a Loverty, he said he's even going to share that on his social media, that he's now a Loverty. It's to put it on his IMDb page. Good evening, Jim, our Loverty family. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We sure are. Kathy Short in Cleveland, Ohio. Good to have you with us. You're standing and you're dancing. You're dancing in that living room there in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Jen is Zen. Fantastic. We love that. Jen Merlin in Ontario, Canada watching. Hey there, Jim and Loverties. Awesome. Good to see you, Merlin. Ed Wozniak is checking in. She sent me these pecans from North Carolina that were chocolate covered. Oh my God. They didn't last very long, Anne, but they were delicious. Those Carolina chocolate covered pecans. Hello, Jim and everyone. Good to see you, Anne. Love having you here as well. And everybody watching from all over the world. Claudia is here. Hello, haven't been here in a while. Hope everyone's doing well. Good to have you with us. Linda watching in St. Augustine, Florida. Good evening, Jim and Mr. Lovety and all the Loveties. Bernadette is here. Hello, Jim, and everyone else as well. Good to see you guys. Leslie Cummings is here. Hi, Jim and fellow Loveties. Good to see you, Leslie. Nice, nice, nice. We love that. Ann Harriskin. Hello, everyone. She's in Southern California. Hope everyone had a wonderful day. Kathleen in New York City. Hi, Jim. Hope all is well. Hi, everybody. Good to see you, Kathleen, as well. Love it, love it, love it. Hi, Jim. Hope you're doing all right. Everyone had a good New Year. You too. Yes, we had a fantastic, fantastic New Year and with everybody. Julia is here. Julia Crane. Good evening, everyone. Awesome. Nice to have you here on the show. Scott Noble is here. Kevin is one of the hardest working actors out there. He and Gina inspired me to get back into acting. That is terrific. You're watching on our YouTube channel. Everybody watching on the YouTube channel, we would love it if you subscribe to the channel, Jim Masters TV. So many people have, and we really appreciate that as we're building the channel up together. Good to see everybody. Christopher in Ohio. Hello. Jimbo. I think you meant not limbo. I think you want to change that to a J, maybe a Jimbo. I'm not in limbo. Although during vacation, I was a little bit. Christopher, good to see you. And good evening, Lovety family from Karen Campbell Green in Nova Scotia. Nice to see everybody. We've got an amazing guest, and we're going to get to him right now. He's got a lot going on, and it's really, really cool to have him here. We've been very excited about him. I'm very familiar with so much of his work, and I'm sure you are as well, whether it's television, whether it's film, no matter what it is. He's had an opportunity really to work in so many different aspects of it. And you may recall some of these scenes. We'll talk about some of his incredible career and some really cool projects that he's into currently, and so many that he has been over the years. Remember this? That. These are all, I mean, if you look at his bio, you'll see years of incredible work. He's a great actor. I mean, he really takes on a role head on. This is just some of his work, but he really is. Look at this picture. Is this one cool? And how about this one? He's going to use that as his new headshot, literally headshot. But let me tell you just a little bit about it to refresh your memory. Now, he and I were just chatting because I remembered him from that great series that was on CBS, from a lot of his work. But anybody remember watching Under the Dome on CBS? That really cool. It was like a mini series type situation. It was really, really good. And we watched it every single week religiously. He was in that as well. He was raised in Princeton, West Virginia, and studied at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. On the small screen, Kevin is known as Anthony, the U.S. Air Marshal on the Emmy-nominated series Fear the Walking Dead, Flight 462, as well as the hot-headed Gary Humphrey on the series Resurrection. He's created many memorable characters on such shows as Rizzoli Isles, and of course, Under the Dome, which we were just talking about. Drop Dead Diva, Weeds, of course, very popular. And Coach Jerry Stearns from the movie Woodlawn. Over the years, Kevin has gained a reputation for playing characters with checkered pasts. Makes it kind of exciting. 2017, Diary of a Lunatic marked the first feature that he co-produced, and a Diary of a Lunatic, that is. And no, Lunatic. What am I talking about? That is Lunatic. I was thinking about Washington, D.C., but that's a whole other topic. Since then, that'll be the sequel. Since then, he has co-produced the action-adventure indie film Intensive Care and the holiday film Believe. He's married to Gina Lombardi, celebrity personal trainer, author of The Deadline Fitness, and TV host. And their son, actor Gunnar Sizemore, you might have known, is known for his role as Mika Brenner in Nashville, which was another great series that was on ABC, and many voices to characters and cartoons as well. Live and direct from Los Angeles, let's welcome, very busy, Kevin Sizemore to the show. Hey, Kevin, good to have you with us.
And let me go get Kevin. Hey, Kevin, you here? All right. Hey,
that's some repertoire there, huh?
I love these spinny seats, right? I don't know if they work. If I do it too much, I'll probably fall. So
that's a good way to come in as an entrance. You just spin right in, and here's Kevin. You do a 3, and here he is, Kevin. So you're really busy. I mean, that's just the small list of some of the incredible things that you've had an opportunity, and I know a great pleasure, and I know, it's all a joy and a blessing to you because you're getting to do what you really have studied and worked hard for, but you truly, truly love. And you've got some cool things that you're working on right now, right? I mean, literally, we got off the phone. You got off the phone with some possible movie deal projects and everything else. 2021 thus far, though it's a crazy time for you, busy time, huh?
Well, it's one of those up and down things. You sit around, twiddling your fingers going, what's going to happen? And then all of a sudden everything happens at once. So two of my good buddies and I were literally on a great call. And the one thing that I hate, and actors do this a lot, one of the things I do hate is people go, something's coming up big. Can't tell you what it is.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
So, so without saying that, yeah, it was a great day. It could be here, it could be there, who knows? But we're going to go ride it and see where it takes us. But I see a few people are popping up, Kathleen and Christy and Sherry and Willie, all these people. Thank you. Hello. I'm not going to say hello to everyone, but trust me, I see them all and I do appreciate you. And my buddy, Scott Noble, I've known Scott for years. He's from my hometown of West Virginia. And man, he's a talented cat. He lives up in, I think, the Sacramento area now. And he's got a film that's actually going to Sundance. So congratulations.
That's fantastic. Juanita's up really late. She's watching from South Africa. She's one of our regular Lovities, Juanita. And Kathleen from New York, and Bernadette, and Mary, and Karen from Nova Scotia, Christopher from Ohio. It's just Willie's in the Netherlands, and Jennifer Barry in Allentown, and Ann Wozniak here. Welcome, Kevin, from River City, Jacksonville, Florida.
I used to live in Orlando there, Ann. I was there for 2 years, and I worked at Universal Studios. I was a Ghostbuster.
Oh, were you really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Actually, what's funny is the director, who's also a writer, he and I moved out here together 20 some odd years ago, Sean Driscoll. He's directing the project that we were on the pitch with today, along with my buddy Larkin Campbell. But yeah, Sean and I worked together all those years ago in Orlando. And, I've lived in 7 different states before I've, settled here 23 years ago. 23
years ago. Leslie Cummings welcomes you as well. Christopher does. Scott is humbled by your shout out, he says. It didn't take long. 2-3 minutes? And Sherry says you're officially a Lovity now. Welcome to the family.
Oh, I got to come up with some Lovity. Lovity.
Your feet tingling? Usually that's what happens when somebody becomes a Lovity. Willie in Holland says the same thing. You're now a Lovity. And Kathy says, welcome to the land of Lovities. With all the craziness going on in the world, some Lovity isn't too shabby, is it, my friend?
It's not bad to smile, because I can tell you, Ren, I'm assuming just like you and everyone else, not the last 24 hours, a lot of many hours, it's been kind of chaotic. And last night was just something that it was horrible to watch. So thank you. And thank all the people for giving me the Lovity. Now I'm part of the family and I love this. It's good to honestly break away. And this show probably does more than for many people, just to kind of shut out the noise, man, and just kind of get back and do something that's normal instead of all the chaos.
That's what I hear from everybody. And it's really beautiful when you hear back from people, and that too, in all the work that you've done over the years and continue to do, Kevin, when you get feedback, maybe it's just bumping into somebody or they send you a note saying, you know what, I wasn't going to say anything. I'm a little timid about saying something, but you hit me in a certain way that inspired me or lifted me. And I just got to let you know that what you did or what you said or the work you do totally fills my soul. And that's some beautiful stuff when it comes your way, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I've gotten a few of those, but my wife, she made me remember last week that one that I got recently was someone, when we were able to go to restaurants, I was sitting at a restaurant, someone just kept staring at me and you could feel it. And they walked over and literally they go, "You're a jerk, okay? You are a jerk," and walked out. And I'm like, "What?" It was from Under the Dome.
It was right. Yeah.
It's a TV show, sweetheart.
It's a TV show, right?
But when I was growing up, it was really funny that when I was growing up, my grandfather's best friend, Charlie Bailey, he used to love wrestling, and I would go hang out and watch wrestling with him. He would take me to events, and we're on the front row, man, and we're yelling and screaming. He's going, "He's got something in his pocket!" Like the referee's going to go, "Oh yeah, I'm going to change the plans for you because this is really fake." You do know that, right? It's fun. Hey, if we can make someone break away and fall into a fantasy world,
Yeah,
we've done our job.
that's right. Exactly right. So, growing up in West Virginia, how did you get started in all of this? As a matter of fact, we have a mutual friend, I believe, who is also in West Virginia, who was a guest on our show, and she is a dear friend, Dream of Denver.
Oh my God, I love Dream of Denver.
Is she not amazing? She's probably watching tonight too, I'm sure.
I hope so, because if people don't know who Dream of Denver is, she is her husband was Bob Denver Gilligan, but aside from that, just because she's Bob's wife does not mean she's not a star in her own right. Her and I, well, not her and I. She did a book called Four Bears in a Box.
Right.
You know about?
Yeah.
Over the course of the pandemic back in April, I was really bored, banging my head against the wall, and her and I collaborated with a very famous voice actor named Charlie, and Charlie took over this character, and we just kind of produced a little thing just to get it out there for people. And it was so much fun to do, so beautiful, and she's so talented.
She really is, and we had a really epic conversation when she was on, and she had said, with your set here, Jim, because this, we built this home studio situation here out of the house back in the spring, and she said, "You're missing something." And I said, "What are we missing?" She said, "You're missing a Gilligan." So over here, she sent the little Gilligan bobblehead, Bob Denver. Aloha, Jim, with love, Dream of Denver. She is one of the sweetest people on the planet, really is.
Well, go find her book. She's got some new books out, or a new book out. And actually, I, this weekend, am writing my blurb to go on her book, along with Lloyd Schwartz, along with, oh gosh, there's 2 or 3 other people, and I'm losing.
Yeah.
Homer Hickam. Yeah, Homer Hickam.
Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely. That's fantastic. So growing up in West Virginia, what were some of those early opportunities for you, Kevin? What were, when you were really sort of coming up the ranks, did you have other folks in the family that were in performance, entertainment, acting? Where'd you get that inspiration from to follow this path?
Okay, so let's go back to the very beginning. Let's go back to the beginning because is there talent? Of course there's talent in my family, but unfortunately, my mom and dad, they had to bust their butt and they were working and they didn't have the opportunity to probably do all the things they wanted to do. So they allowed my brother and I, Jeff, to have those ambitions and those dreams come to life. My mom's mom, which is my grandmother, who has the same birthday as my son on January 9th. He'll be 16.
Wow. Happy birthday.
Thank you. I'll tell him. She was a wonderful musician and singer. And she had a band called the Singing Browns, and she played bluegrass and had all this beautiful, beautiful music. I guess I got some musical talent from her. I wanted to be a drummer, and I was in a band in school. We had a few bands, and, I sang a little bit and we goofed off. Never, acting, where are you going to act in West Virginia? I mean, where are you going to do it? There was no place at the time.
Right.
And I'm sure there was somewhere, maybe out in a city named like Beckley or Charleston or something like that, but I wasn't aware of it. I was, laser focused on just, I'm in my town and there's 12, 14, 15 miles, and that's all I knew. I also realized that the bands that I were partaking in wasn't going where I wanted it to go quick enough, because I was in 2 different bands in high school. And both times, I didn't learn my lesson until the very end, but both times I realized there's more people in the band that's in the audience. So listen, either we're doing something wrong or we just stink. So I jumped ship and said, okay, I'm gonna try to figure something else out. And a commercial came through town for Maxwell House Coffee. And my parents allowed me to jump out of school that day. I went and auditioned, and I got a featured part in it. It wasn't anything huge, but when you see yourself on camera for the very first time, it's massive.
It's good to the last drop.
100%. Thank you. And they should get a plug for that, and they did. And when I did that, it gave me the fuel, the little bit of fire to go, maybe this is what I want to do. Well, from there, I went to the school in Pittsburgh, the Art Institute of Pittsburgh. And honestly, I really thought I was going to go a little bit more for learning how to be an actor. I did my research, but maybe I should have done a little bit more because I was doing more behind the scenes. So I was everyone's guinea pig. Hey, we're doing a shoot today. I'll do it. All that stuff. Got through there. I started doing a little bit of theater training at the Pittsburgh Playhouse. Not a lot because I didn't know what I was doing. But every night, probably half the time I was at school, I was moonlighting as an extra on all these movies. Hoffa, Bob Roberts, Innocent Blood, all these movies that were in town. So I would go to school at the day, moonlight at night. I moved to New York City. I was there for probably 6 months. I got one little small job. Was living in a basement with no window. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. And that's when I moved to South Carolina. And that's really where I got my feet wet because I started doing a lot of theater in Greenville, South Carolina. That's where my brother Jeff lives. And I did a handful of plays back to back to back. Went to Nashville, Tennessee for a weekend just to hear a casting director speak. And I slept in the back of my car for a week in a parking lot. I remember I would get up early in the morning. The best way I can describe this is I would sneak into the back door, knock on the door. They didn't think I was crazy. Someone would let me in, and I would walk to the front with them, and I would see their keys dangling, and it would be like room 12. I don't know. Yeah. I would just small talk, and they would leave, and I would walk out with them, and I'd say, "Oh, I'll be right back." And they're going, "I don't even know who you are." And I would run in and go, "Hey, man, I'm with Frank and Diane over in room 12. Sorry, I forgot my wallet. Can I have that key real quick?" "Oh, sure." Yeah. I'd go shower and, do whatever I needed to do. That got me there until I got an agent, joined the union, the Screen Actors Guild, that is. I landed my first commercial, went to Orlando for 2 years, and I was working all kinds of little odd jobs, worked at Universal for Ghostbusters, did a bunch of commercials. Boom, I'm in LA. 23 years later, here I am.
So when you got into LA, when you made it to LA, what was one of the first breaks for you? Was it a television show? Was it a part in a movie, a play? What do you consider the big?
I won't say it's a big break, but I'll tell you it's a break that I've never said on camera before. It was I forget the name of the show. All I remember was I was cast as a featured extra to be in the bridal party of a wedding, and the person that was getting married was a puppet. Don't laugh.
Not Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy.
No, I don't even know who the dude was. But here's the funny part. We are literally 2 hours from shooting. And I am maybe a mile from my apartment. Now, we had 7 of us living in a 2-bedroom apartment. Like pack rats, all of us. I called my friend Rick Heights, and I said, "Rick," because he was about the same size as I was at the time. I said, "Rick, what are you doing?" "Nothing. I need you to come down to so-and-so right now." "Why?" "I need you to put on my outfit. I need you to wear this thing I'm wearing, this monkey suit, and actually just act like you're me." And he goes, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I just got a call from Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus board game. They want to be one of those guys on the back of the board game, and it pays $700. This thing pays $300. But here's what I'll do. Rick, if you take this job, I'll give you an extra $100. So I snuck out, gave Rick my outfit. He went in, and it wasn't until halfway through the day that they realized it wasn't even me. First off, they went crazy. I never worked for that company again. I didn't want to. But it's just a great story that you look back at that I've completely forgot about until now. Those are the silly things that I miss. Stuff like that. Sneaking on the movie lots. Sneaking up into the rafters, watching Frasier when they're doing their rehearsals, and sneaking a script over to some of the actors, and them actually calling me going, "Dude, you can't do this. What are you doing?" That's what I miss. The world's not like it used to be. And I'm not trying to be the old fogey guy. I'm just saying you can't do those things anymore because security.
Right. It's a whole other world now, right? Exactly. Before you could actually slip in and watch what's going on. So you learned a lot along the way while you were coming up the ranks then. You were paying attention to some of the veteran actors and producers and what they were doing, right?
Yeah, and I tell you, I probably learned more the hard way than I did the right way. And what I mean by that is, sometimes I had quite a bit of street smarts, but not like I'm put in a position. I'm like, oh, I'm here. Okay, now what do I do, right?
Right.
So I should have, honestly, I should have studied more in school. I should have, gone somewhere and got a degree in acting. I would have been such a better actor if I would have done that. But the cards were dealt in a different hand, and I took them and I ran with it. And I'm trying to make the best of it. And I'm just trying to, play characters as natural as I can, because I'm a true component of try not to overact these guys. And it's very hard to do, because when you have a lot of energy like I do, you want to really,
yeah, right.
You gotta consume them and internalize these guys. Like the Resurrection character, he was a bad dude.
Yeah.
And it's fun playing those characters. I love playing those characters.
What's cool about it maybe is because of, like you just said, wanting to be classically trained and all the rest, you're bringing an authenticity to the roles. You don't have maybe like all that other stuff that's floating in the head that could sort of box you in. You're coming in as Kevin and you're being authentic Kevin. So you're adding those elements and that essence of who you are to those roles, which is why you're perfectly suited for all the roles that people select you for. It's that authenticity, I think.
Yeah, I mean, so far, so good. We're hoping there's a handful of projects that haven't even come out yet that we've already shot. And hopefully they'll make some headway, and you're as good as your last project. I guess that's kind of what people say.
What was would you say was the big thing in LA for you? The big, not the early break like what you just described, but the one that really opened up the doors and got the name out there, and people were really paying attention to Kevin Sizemore's work and saying, "Hey, we want to work with this guy."
It's really weird, because right around the time my son was born, which was back in 2003, the SAG strike happened in probably 2008. So 2005, my son was born. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
so
right.
2005 and 2008, it was like, bam, 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 bam. It was, it was just, we go to do Prison Break, we do 24, we did Without a Trace. And I was fortunate to jump on some of these projects. And then, when the SAG strike hit, the writer's strike, I'm sorry, it was, horrible.
Yeah.
I went from 86 auditions in a year, which is a lot of auditions, 86 auditions and booking quite a few of those, to 6 and booking none. And that was hard. So to answer your question, I think, I think on the TV side, Resurrection, Under the Dome gave me a nice little kick, because, it was really well known at the time, but Resurrection for me felt like it was going to be the one that was really going to blow up. And unfortunately, they didn't go as many seasons as we would have hoped. So that one kind of stimmered. But, I'm looking at some of the film stuff, and I would think, even though it wasn't, it comes around one time a year, and it's called Christmas Tree Miracle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, man, it's one of the most fun, beautiful little films that I've ever been able to be a part of. It was my first lead in a movie. It was shot in my home state of West Virginia. J.W. Myers directed it. Ty DiMartino, he wrote it. Kristen Seibert helped produce it. I tell you, that was just really a super time for me, because I'm bringing a project. I'm able to be a part of a project in my home state. And then what we were able to do is take that movie, and we premiered it in Princeton, West Virginia, my hometown, at the Chuck Mathena Center. So we were able to take that movie and showcase it to people. And that was really special. Now, to parlay that, I did another movie recently called Mine 9. And no, I'm not going to use that as my headshot, because I was a little dirty. I was a little dirty.
This one here?
That was it right there. But I tell you,
now that's in a coal mine, that shot that's simulating. Yeah.
Dude, that's a soundstage, my man.
And you have a lot of that background and friends and family that have worked in the coal mines in West Virginia, right? It's so part of the culture.
Yeah, my grandpa Sizemore worked in the coal mines back in the day where you had to crawl on and under the ground, and you're literally under the ground all the way deep, and then you're connecting it with the rope and you're bringing it back out to the donkeys. We're talking hardcore coal miners. But yeah, I have a lot of friends and family who were in the coal mines. And
You
this,
see a running theme here under the
yeah,
under the mine, under the dome.
yeah, right. But yeah, Eddie Mansour, he directed and wrote this project. And it's an interesting story because Eddie is from West Virginia, and he and I did not know each other.
Mm.
We were connected, and when we did talk on the phone, he actually offered me a different character.
Mm.
And I love the script. I would have said yes if I had to have. I would have done it, but this character just felt a little bit more real for me. Like I could bring more to this character, and I had to actually audition for the character that I got instead of being offered the character that he sent me. When I did that movie, I walked into this movie just like every other movie. Hey, it's going to be a project. It's cool. It's about West Virginia. But I walked out with some of the dearest friends ever.
Mm.
It was fantastic, man. I mean, it's really great. That's the best part about this business is you do come across some wonderful people,
Right.
and I will always be forever grateful to My Nine. And I think it's probably on. I'd say it's on Netflix right now. A buttload of movies are on Amazon Prime, but I think Christmas Tree Miracle is still on Amazon Prime. But I tell you, My Nine, you want an edge of the seat thriller, a roller coaster. It's just a claustrophobic kind of in your face thriller. My Nine will blow you away. And, our dear friend Burke Allen, who we know very well, of course, helped us get that movie out to a lot of locations, Allen Media Strategies. So he's fantastic.
Absolutely. A real good egg, a good guy. I'm going to go through some of the cool things here that you've been in, which are unbelievable. Here's another one. True Calling.
That was fun, man. I'll tell you, Greg Robbins directed that. And we had a really good time bringing that to life because it's just fun. It's just a fun movie. It's all it is. I wouldn't call it 100% slapstick, but it's got that slapstick vibe to it to where don't take it so serious, Right. But I do kind of play like a guardian angel from above, and no one can see me except True, played perfectly by Tracy B. Wilson. She has great comedy timing. But, we had some people in there, Brooke Elliott from Drop Dead Diva. And, of course, Catwoman, Lee Merriweather was in there. And Laverne and Shirley's Eddie Mecca was in there.
Oh, yeah.
And, Francine Locke. We had a great cast. And Greg did a good job on that one.
That's fantastic. This one, too, another hit. This was great. Woodlawn.
That kind of changed the game also really for me when it comes to a big budget. At the time, it was about $20 million movie maybe. What's great about Woodlawn is there's a wonderful message, segregation in the South, 1970s. Neither side wanted to be there, the blacks or the whites. They were combating because I think a lot of this was the uncertainty and the fear of the unknowing. And Nick Bishop plays our head football coach there. And I was fortunate enough to play Jerry Stearns, the sidekick, the assistant head coach. And I'm telling you, man, when you go back and you look at this movie, the cast, besides Nick Bishop, we had Sean Astin and Sherry Shepard, John Voight, Lance Nichols, C. Thomas Howell. And our lead football player was Caleb Castile. And a lot of people know Caleb now as Roundtree from the new episodes and new series regular on NCIS LA.
Oh, yeah.
So, Caleb's done a wonderful job. John and Andy, the directors, great job. They're in the middle of starting up the new Kurt Warner movie that starts in 3 weeks in Oklahoma. So it's that was a movie that we shot in Birmingham, Alabama. And I felt like that was a little bit of a game changer because it felt great. It felt electric. It was really fun to be a part of it.
Here's another one.
Well, guess who that is in that photograph? That's Caleb, who was also in Woodlawn. So The World We Make, and I don't know if that's on Amazon Prime, still Netflix. It's still out there. It's. I tell you, there's a little boy in that movie that plays my son, and his name is Gunnar Sizemore. Oh,
Whoa.
so it's kind of cool. He's so stinking cute. He was so little at the time. But that is a very heartfelt movie. We shot that in Franklin, Tennessee, the outskirts of Franklin, Tennessee. That was directed by Brian Ball, and I'm just really fortunate. I've been able to do a lot of things. I've been able to do some pretty good work. Ken Carpenter brought me in on that one, and I guess I've always said if my career ended today, I've done okay. I'm fortunate. I don't want it to end. I hope I get a lot more opportunities. I hope I can do a lot more work. But it was.
This is what you have to do.
Yeah,
you got to believe.
You got to believe. That's Ryan O'Quinn and Isaac Ryan Brown. He's a young superstar, man. He's on one of those Disney shows, tearing it up. Ryan just did another movie recently. Here's the thing: what you got to understand is, and that's on Amazon Prime too.
Yeah.
Because these things played right over the holidays.
That's right.
You gotta keep in touch with people. People just, it's weird. I don't get it, Jim. We do a project together. Listen, just because we're doing this now, that's not the last time we're ever going to talk. I might not be on your show for years because you have so many great guests, but every now and again, I might, or you might get a message from me and vice versa.
Oh yeah.
Why in the world should we just say, all right, thanks, you did something for me, see you later, and close the screen? Like, I'm done with you. No, I'm not done with you. This is more to me than just an interview. I'm getting to know you. I like you, and I want to get to know you, and I appreciate you. Of all the people in the world, you want me on your show? All right, great, man. Thank you.
You and I are kindred spirits in that way. I think the same way, that it's a community. It's about people coming together and collaborating and being creative. And, we do oftentimes find ourselves like passing ships in the night. And I don't think it should be that way. I think people should stay connected. Some people say, oh, stay connected because you never know if you're going to work with them again and all of that. I think people should just stay connected because if you get a good conversation, a good relationship, or something clicks, it's perfect. It's fantastic,
You know what it is? It's levity.
That's what it is. Yeah, I've been telling everybody that. He said every time someone, you heard it from Kevin Sizemore. It's levity.
Every time you hear the word levity, you got to have a bell. Ding,
ding.
It's all about the levity. Ding.
A bell or can have a drink.
Hey, yeah, I love that mug. That's a really cute mug, by the way. I should have brought my son's Providence High School mug in here.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I love, you want to promote things that you enjoy. I'm not going to run around wearing a Nike swoosh all the time. You're not paying me to wear your clothes.
That's true.
But if someone likes you, I'll
exactly.
I'll have that Providence High School mug up or whatever it may be. Yeah, sure.
That's it. Intensive care.
Yeah, well, there's also a little boy in that I have to try to take out, and his name's because he was really cheap at the time, and I could get him.
Yeah,
it was before he did Nashville, believe it or not. But
yeah,
that was I met. Okay, great story behind this. I moved to Los Angeles, and I had a goal. By the time I think it was in mid-January, by the time I went home for the first time in December, I'm getting a job. I'm getting a line on a freaking movie. I am. That's my goal. So I get cast in a movie called Double Bang with Billy Baldwin as his stand-in for 4 or 5 weeks, something like that. We're doing night shoots downtown LA. And while there, I realized that they're bringing in all the one-liners. Hey, the hotel guy. Hey, the bar guy. Hey, this guy. And I'm going, why? Dude, I can say a line. I mean, I can do that. I got to do this before I get back home. I don't want to be a failure. I need a job. So I bugged these guys, relentlessly. And it was literally 2 days before I was to go home. And I'm almost in tears because I know I'm a failure. I'm just a failure. I approached the director, the first AD, and I literally grabbed him. I go, please,
Yeah.
please, you don't understand. Please let me play the bar guy. Why are you auditioning, guys, when I'm right here? You told me I was going to get a job. I'm holding you to it. Okay, you get behind the bar, and all you say is thank you.
That's it.
Dude, great. I got back. Thank you. The job comes out. It's cut. You don't see me. I don't care. I achieved my goal. I went home. The interesting part about this story, there was a guy doing some work there, and I think he was a PA, and his name was Jared Bentley. And Jared Bentley happens to be the director of intensive care. He also wrote the script. When intensive care came out, he contacted me and said, do you want to team up on this? I was gung-ho on it, yes. But it wasn't 20 years later that we contacted. We've stayed in touch. It might not be every week. I mean, I haven't talked to him in about 6 weeks, maybe longer. I just got a message from him 3 weeks ago. He's a great guy. I mean, just a wonderful person. So,
yeah,
for everyone that's listening, make sure you stay in touch. I see how many people are commenting on your show here. That's a testament to you, my friend. That's really cool that they reach. Dude, they don't have to. Number one, they don't have to be watching this show right now. Number two, they sure as heck don't have to be spending time chatting with you when they can be doing everything else. Jen is in. Bow, ding, ding, ding. That's a bell right there. So that's cool. And all these people, I'm seeing everything that you guys are popping in here, and I think it's so great. If you guys send me anything, whether it's at my Facebook page at Kevin Sizemore page, or I don't know, Twitter, Instagram at Kevin Sizemore, I will get back to you all, and I greatly appreciate it. This is lovely. I'm having a great time.
They're wishing you well in LA with the COVID going on and everything. And
you know what? This is sad because my son has his 16th birthday, as I said earlier, on Saturday, and we have to do the old drive-by birthday party. I mean, dude, you're 16, right?
Yeah.
But what's great about Gunner is the pandemic has been really interesting for him. He's on his own world. Like, he focuses and does his own thing. He doesn't follow people. Man, that was so cute. That was years ago, wasn't it?
Isn't that a nice shot?
Yeah, that was Woodlawn. That was
there's Kevin's real lovities.
That's it. That was a handful of years ago when he was small, and now he's my size. But Gunner he's taken the pandemic, and he goes to a school that has a focus program that deals with cinema. They've got all the equipment. That's what he does. He's going crazy. He's watched 200 movies over the pandemic, and he breaks them down and scientifically, like, why is this camera angle that way? He's a Kubrick fan. He's a Paul Thomas Anderson fan. He's a Lynch fan. So the pandemic for him he's killing it. He just finished his latest short film. He's starting to send them out tomorrow, and he's decided that acting's fun, but he loves doing his voiceovers for his cartoons, and that's cool. But right now, I'm writing and I'm directing, and he is knocking it out of the friggin' park, man. I'm so proud of him. And my wife starts her new podcast next month called Health Interrupted. So keep your eyes and ears open for a new podcast called Health Interrupted. I'm trying to follow these guys. I'm just kind of
they're setting the trends, right? Here's another, the work wife.
The work wife was fun, man. It went through a bunch of different names. Mike Pfeiffer directed that, and it's a good spin on the workplace, because this is really a job where all women kind of work at.
Yeah. Scott says you're playing your greatest role, husband and father.
Well, I'm trying. Thank you, Scott.
There you go. Yeah.
As you're looking there, Serena Vincent, a lot of people know her from Cabin Fever, Not Another Teenage Movie, from one of the Disney shows as well, Stuck in the Middle. But this is a movie that it's the flip-flop. It's like there's a few tense moments where I'm unemployed and I have to get a job, and I end up getting a job at an advertising firm, but it's all women. So it's usually you hear about how men always are hitting on the women. Oh, the men are hitting on the women. It's a horrible place. But no. It's the women hitting on me, and she wants to be my work wife. And what that means is she'll go to any step possible to destroy my relationship with my wife. And it gets really heated. It gets really crazy, and she's freaking psycho. Work Wife is fun. That was a fun movie, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. What did your wife think of it? Your real wife?
I honestly don't know if she's ever watched that movie. I think that's the one movie I could ask her if she pops. Honey, if you're home, stick your head in here. I don't know if you're here, but if you are, I'm alive. Because I know she took my son out somewhere. But
she's probably like, oh, nothing new. You're always live.
Yeah. If you don't be quiet, you're going to be dead, boy. But I don't know if she.
And take the garbage out, please. It's piling up.
Don't come back.
Mow the lawn. And there's a vaulted ceiling that needs paint. That's it. Here's another one, Black Bear.
You know what was fun about Black Bear is we shot it in Greenville, South Carolina, which is where my brother lives. So I was able to not only be able to go home and be part of a project that Scott Pryor did, but I was able to see my family, which was kind of cool. And I met a good buddy of mine on that set, Darren Dewitt Henson. He's part of there's a show called The Family. Back in the day, he's been part of a ton of movies, but Family Jewels, I think is the name of the show he's doing. The Family Business, that's it.
The Family Business, yeah.
Great guy. He was here not long ago. He was on shows like The Soul Food. He did the choreography for was it the Backstreet Boys? It did NSYNC, Bye Bye Bye.
Bye Bye Bye, right.
Yeah, he's a choreographer back in the day. He's a great guy. And Autumn Bailey Ford, she sent me up and she connected me on this project, and she also produced Mine 9, so she was able to help me up with Eddie Mansour on Mine 9.
That's cool. Now, I know this one is sort of near and dear to your heart and was very well received, and I know people still reference this.
You know, that's probably one of the best films that I've seen to date when it comes to trying to explain this really awkward conversation that people have with people about Christ. Whether you're a Christian, whether you're not, doesn't matter. Lee Strobel, who this character is supposed to be, he was an atheist. And, Lee Strobel was a very smart man that worked for the Chicago Tribune. I think he was a reporter there. And when Mike Vogel plays this character, but when something happens in their life, he comes home and says to his wife, you know what? She comes home to her husband and says, you know what? I think I'm going to be a Christian. He goes, what? What are you talking about? You're crazy. When that happened, he pretty much said to her, and I'm quoting, I am going to leave you. I'm done. Like, we're not going to be together. But before he does, he goes, you know what? I'm going to prove a point. I'm not going to leave her yet. I'm going to prove her wrong. That's even better. And he hits all these scholars all over anywhere he can think of. He starts hitting doctors left and right. And I play a doctor by the name Dr. Habermas. And it was a last minute thing. They ended up shooting my scenes with another actor that was cast. And the actor, not only did he look just like Dr. Habermas, he's a really, really good actor, phenomenal actor. I've never met him, but I know his work, and he's really good. But it was very tight. All the shots were very tight, and they wanted this scene to be bigger and wider, hallways, echoes, big stuff. So they reshot it, and they shot it in Los Angeles, and it just worked out to where they had to recast it. I think he had a conflict or something. So I ended up getting that character of Dr. Habermas, and one of the scariest days of my career, because this dialogue is not your normal, hey, Bob, how you doing? Well, I'm good, Frank. How are you? Well, let's go to the market. It's not that kind of dialogue. It was scientific, 1850s and all the 1900s and all the stuff that I'm not used to doing. And I literally had 24 hours to learn 10 pages of dialogue. So when I showed up, I was very, not adamant, but I was very sure that we're shooting scenes 1, 2, and 3. Is that correct? Yes, Kevin. 1, 2, and 3. And then come to find out, I get there and it was 2, 3, 1. And scene number 3, I need a little bit of time with. And it was hard, but listen, we got through it. It was a wonderful shoot, but that was probably the most scared I've ever been, other than flubbing lines with Kiefer Sutherland on 24. I think that was my second scariest moment.
What was the line?
Well, here's the funny part. This is funny. My son Gunnar was born. We're at the hospital. The second night there, I had to leave because we were doing night shoots, and I was supposed to do one of 3 episodes of 24. And I remember when I left, Vivian Kubrick was holding my son. Stanley Kubrick's daughter was there holding my son, and he just found that out and saw a video of that as I surprised him for Christmas. You talk about a Christmas present. I didn't have to give him nothing.
Yeah.
I had a video of Vivian Kubrick going, "Hello, Gunnar, and you're being filmed by a director, Vivian Kubrick." And he's like, "What?" So I took off, went up to Santa Clarita to do 24. While I'm there, I'm supposed to be kneeling down and helping save this guy's life because I'm playing a medic or something. And I get up and I realized when I turned, I'm like, oh, crap. This is my favorite show. Gina and I just binge watched the entire series right before I got here. I don't know my line. Well, the good thing about Kiefer is he does this. Kiefer talks like this. He's really low. He talks like this. Everything's really important. So we got to go. We got to go now. Yeah. Right? Well, what I did was, hey, I'm just talking like this because I don't know what I'm going to say. And I'm just running dialogue. And then he goes, yeah. Cut. And he goes, did you say your dialogue? I'm like, oh, yeah. It was, yeah. I said it. And then I turn real quick and I grab the piece of paper and I'm like, can we do that again? And the director goes, what the hell did you just say? I go, I don't know. No clue. But it was Kiefer Sutherland and it was great.
Talk about thinking on the fly, huh? You just did it.
Well, my parents always said, if you don't know how to do it, fake it till you make it. So
yeah, that's what you got to do, right? You know, that was cool. That's a great. So jot that down, everybody, in case you're ever in a situation like that where you forget your line.
just mumble a bunch of crap and then go, yeah, of course I know my line. It's right here. I've got it written down. I mean, I know it.
He just saved you $50,000 in schooling.
No kidding. Yeah. You know what? I've been fortunate. I've been teaching a few people a little bit. It's really fun to see the up and comers when they're learning how to do some stuff like that. It's kind of fun to do over the quarantine time because I've had a little bit more time and I can do it now, which is really fun.
Our friend Burke is watching from Washington, D.C. Happy for the diversion from the nuttiness here. Yeah, Kevin and I were just talking about all the nuttiness going on, and the show is a nice diversion. All the levity here on the Jim Master Show is a nice diversion for sure. Good to see you, Burke Allen. Good friend of ours, right, Kevin?
Yep.
He's a good guy, good egg. Masterclass material. What you're sharing here is like a masterclass.
Well, thank you. I tell you what's interesting about when you say that is here's what a lot of people don't realize, Jim, is when they get on to a set, I mean, your nerves are a wreck. You know, whether you know the dialogue or not, you're just freaking out because you've seen these people, you get to know them. It's like some of the people when you grew up, your mom or dad, whoever, they watch soap operas. Oh my God, I love Bo from Days of Our Lives. He's the best. And then you think he's real, like the wrestler, my uncle, my grandpa's friend. And you know, when I was able to do some of these shows, some of the soap operas when I was younger, people were freaking out. Oh my gosh, you met Bo, and they don't care about.
Tell us about the soap operas. List them off so they recall.
Oh gosh. And then listen, they weren't huge roles. I'd be there for a day or two here and there, but I think I did a lot of small roles on Days of Our Lives back in the early mid 90s. One was called Sunset Beach.
Oh yeah, sure.
Played a bellhop on that one.
Yeah.
Then I did what was it? Passions,
yeah. Passions. Didn't Justin Hartley come out of Passions?
I think so. Yeah.
Justin Hartley. So. Passions. Yeah.
I did a show called Young and the Restless. I got to play a really cool drunk.
Sure.
And General Hospital, and I think that's all I did.
I mean, those are the big ones.
You know what? I'll tell everyone, since we're talking about all this craziness. When I was in New York, I had no clue what I was doing, man. I mean, I didn't have a clue. But I ended up getting an audition for a soap opera called Another World, and it was my favorite soap opera.
Yeah, Mac and Rachel Corey.
Yeah, and someone near from my hometown, Anna Stewart. She played the villain.
Yes, she was Vicky's mother. What was her name? Yes,
I forget the name, but yeah,
Vicky's mother. The two sisters. The two. Yeah.
But she was from Bluefield, West Virginia. And
not that I watched Another
World. No, not at all. No.
My mother and my sister did. Just the TV happened to be on in the living room.
Right. Not that you don't have flip flops. It says another world, right?
Right. Yeah.
But my mom somehow
Constance Ford too as Ada.
yes. See, now you stop because all these people
Yeah.
I love them
Victoria
all.
Wyndham.
Wyndham.
Yeah. And of
So
course Douglas Watson, who was great as a Mac, but then he had passed away in real life. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they switch characters so much you have to keep up with them. But my mom contacted this actor Anna and said my son lives in Pittsburgh. He's trying to go to New York, and I get a phone call out of the blue from Anna Stewart, and she's like, "Hey, when you come to New York, hit me up. I'd love to see you and bring you over to the set." That's all you had to say. I literally graduated, went home, packed my bags, flew to New York, and I'm staying in somebody's place for, I didn't even know him.
They filmed it in Brooklyn, didn't they?
I jumped on a train, never been on a subway train before. 4:00 in the morning from down on Bleecker Street by CBGB's. I jumped on a train, went to Brooklyn, and I'm literally sitting there as all these actors are walking in, and I'm going, there's Cordy, there's so-and-so. Oh my God, oh my God. And they're looking at me going, dude, what the heck are you doing? Well, you just say it's 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And I came by and we talked. I'm going, this is it, dude. This is my big moment. This is friggin', we have a bond, man. West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Here we go.
It's another world.
But yeah, we're going to go. We're not going. Okay. Well, it's nice meeting you too, Anna. Thanks. Bye. That was it. Not even, not nothing.
That was the whole thing. Yeah.
That was it. And I've talked to her on the phone a few times. I've never brought it up. I don't think she was thinking like, hey, let's bring this kid in. And honestly, dude, she didn't know me. I could have been a crazy man. Hey, I'm bringing Kevin to the set today. Who's Kevin? Hell if I know, but his mom called me and he seems like a good guy. And he's sitting out here like a lunatic at 4:00 in the morning. I'm sure he's fine. So you think back on that, right?
She played Donna Love.
Bingo. Thank you, Karen.
The twins' mother, right? Donna Love.
But, looking back, she probably was doing the right thing. But at the time, dude, I was heartbroken. So I was wanting that, I use that leverage like I'm getting on the show now. So I'm an audition for Another World. Do not do this, anyone. I get the audition. I'm sitting in the office. I'm probably this far away from the person and they're at their desk, right? And I'm reading my lines and I think I'm cool, dude. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, this and that. And all of a sudden I get up because I'm supposed to kiss in the scene. I've never done that I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know how you do that on script. The actor, so I get up and I start walking towards the desk and I lean over on the desk and I get really close to the casting director and I get about right there. I didn't know what I was doing. I was about right here. And she goes, okay, that was really great, Kevin. So thank you very much for coming in. And in a very nice way, she kicked me out and I never got the job. So don't be dumb enough to try to kiss a casting director on your very first audition ever.
Can you bring an apple?
Yeah. Probably not. Now, I tell you, it's so different. Even before the pandemic, I hardly even shake people's hands because they don't want to shake hands. They want you to keep your distance. They want you to say, here's who I am. Here's the role I'm going for. Do my dialogue and get out. Mm-hmm. But you know what? The pandemic's changed a lot because now we can do all this. All my auditions are on tape. It saves everyone time. The casting directors, they don't have to, oh God, we got to see more people. No, just look through the people they like and then bring back the 5 callbacks in person, and that's it.
Right. Exactly. That's what they do. Yeah. Self-tape. Yeah. Did it take you a while to get used to? I've had to do some self-tapes too, voiceover self-tapes and other on-camera stuff. But some people I know, it's taking them a little bit to adjust to that because they like to go in and see the person and it's an event and you go and, the producer's having a cup of coffee and that's that whole relationship thing. And I know a few that are like, gee, I missed that as opposed to me having to set up my equipment and do it all myself. And blah, blah, blah. How about you? Was there any adjustment to self-taping or you just dove right in?
No, it's a pro and a con. It's a good and a bad because you go in, you get a sense of the room, you feel it. Sometimes you can goof off a little bit. Oh yeah, I love that project you did with so-and-so. My friend directed it. Oh, so-and-so. And then it goes on to another conversation. Now they remember you. But when you screw up at the house, guess what? You can do it again.
See, I think I read somewhere that the reason why they decided to send everybody home to do self-taping was because somebody tried to kiss a casting director.
You know what? If someone's that stupid, he should never work again. But I'll tell you, you talked about eating hamburgers, Jim. When I auditioned for Sunset Beach, I walked into a hole of a closet of someone's office. I won't mention her name. And I literally walked in, and the woman is sitting there gnawing down on a burger, a Big Mac, not a burger. I'm talking a Big Mac, and it was on her face. It was disgusting. And I had to do my whole audition, and when I finished, she's like, "All right," and she's saying her dialogue and her lines. She's like, "Well, that's great, Kevin. You got the job." And I go, "Thank you, great." And you just never know what you're going to see when you get in. So just be prepared, gang.
Just be prepared, because what you might see is sightings. These segues are so smooth.
I love it. Yeah, Mr. Dallas Morgan. That's his concoction of Creature, and met some good friends on that one. And that is that's one of those. It's not a slapstick, but it's kind of got a little bit of humor to it. And then when you get to the end of it, it's just funny. That was just a fun movie we shot out in Texas.
Cool one. And that's the other thing. You get to go to a lot of different places and different, shoot locations. How about Redline?
Loved Redline. I love doing that movie. Redline was my first film where I was, I wouldn't call it a lead role, because it was more like there were 6 leads. All of us were the leads. So it was my first big role, and it was an ensemble cast. A girl named Nicole Gail Anderson. A lot of people know her from Beauty and the Beast. She's been around a long time. Pretty Little Liars. And then they brought in John Billingsley, who's been in literally everything. But that was really cool because they shot that on a sound stage, and there's 6 different people from different walks of life who get onto a subway train, and within 5 minutes, the thing blows up and goes sideways. And the entire movie takes place inside that train. And it's really cool. Really cool. So I would check it out.
Yeah, I saw that one, and it is amazing. It's just a matter of survival. Absolutely. Here's another one.
And we shot that, dude. We shot that in 14 days.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was fast. It was like, we don't have time. We don't have the budget.
Yeah, just
shot
got
150, 200 grand, nothing. Boom.
And did you like that? Did you like that activity, moving? You're not sitting around. Sometimes movies and things, you can sit around for days and wait. And
here's what's great about that. When you really understand who your character is and you really hone in, you don't have too much time to sit in your trailer and goof off. That's when you understand exactly who this person is. So there would be days I would show up and I just knew my character, and I would say, "What pages are we doing today?" "Oh, we're doing 15 through 22. Great. Got it."
Right.
Because that's what I would say. I'm putting this position going, "Oh, but that's kind of what I would say." The writing was really interesting and clever. Tara Stone did that. That was really good writing by Tara.
And then, of course, on CBS, we were talking about Under the Dome. Tell us about how you got involved with that one. That was cool.
Fincannon and Associates out of Wilmington, and now Mark Fincannon is out of Atlanta. But Lisa May and Craig are in Wilmington still. And I met Mark back when they were doing Apollo 13 when I was in Orlando back in the day, and I really remember his audition. He doesn't remember mine, but I remember him because I went in out of 13 episodes. I auditioned for 11. Out of 11, I got called back on 9, and I booked none.
Wow.
So thanks, Mark. But no, they brought me in on this, and it was just right place at the right time. I got fortunate and had a blast doing it, and loved Wilmington, North Carolina. It was really a fun time being there. And it was a show that a lot of people watched, a lot of people paid attention to, and it pushed the envelope a little bit. It pushed the dial too. It was fun. And if you notice, the same lead in that one right there is the same lead as in The Case for Christ. So the interesting point is you don't know when you're going to work with these people again. You have no clue.
Right. Exactly. Did you get a chance to meet Stephen King or anybody along the way?
He was there the episode before I started.
He was, huh?
Yeah, which thanks for bringing that up because I didn't meet him. So thanks. Okay.
No, but he more than likely watches the Jim Masters show live. So, Stephen, Kevin is available.
Yeah.
And there's a couple more shots I wanted to show everybody here. This is something that I know is more recent. Tell us about The Dark.
The Dark is from the mind of a guy named Chip Rossetti, and he's out of Kentucky. And we've known of each other's work for, years, but we just never have had the opportunity to work together, mainly just because of scheduling, and it just didn't work out. But this is a project that takes a 5-episode miniseries. It was supposed to be a film, but he ended up taking 5 episodes, taking the film and creating 5 episodes out of it because we really need to understand who these characters are. This is a show that's showing on a site called PureFlix right now, pureflix.com. And if you want to check it out on pureflix.com, it's free. You can go on there for 7 days and get like a free trial. And if you're a cup of tea, great. Leave messages. Loved it. The whole 9 yards, because we're hoping to bring back season 2. But you don't have to pay for it if you don't want to watch it. You hang out, and if you don't like it after a few days, cancel. There's a lot of other good movies on there you can check out. But this takes place in the 7th year of the tribulation, where Christianity's practically been wiped off the face of the earth, except for a handful of people. And then once we realize what's happening and what the dark is it a thing? Is it just a word? Is it a place? We don't know. But once we find out what it is, that's when we have to go out into the dark. It's kind of like imagine like The Walking Dead without the zombies. That's kind of what we're going in. We don't know what this place is, and we're in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky, and we're trying to find my son who's been abducted.
That sounds really, really cool. So season 1 and now hoping again for season 2. That's what.
Yep.
Yeah.
Season 2 has been written, and we're waiting for the green light. And I tell you, man, season 2 is better than season 1. It was fantastic.
And of course, people know you for this too. Tell us about what it was like to be involved in this. That was incredible too.
That was a gift right there, because when I walked in for the audition, Wendy O'Brien was the casting director on that, and Wendy pulled me to the side because no one knew what they were auditioning for. You had to sign an NDA. No one knew what it was. It was just that you knew it was something, but no one told you what it was. And all I knew it was this limited skit series that's going to be shown like in increments during and after The Walking Dead and before the Fear of the Walking Dead, like an interstitial type of thing. So I'm like, great, I'm an actor. I want to work. Let's go. And she pulled me to the side and said, Kevin, just so you know, this is for the Fear of the Walking Dead. This is the bridge show. Go have fun. And I literally walked into the audition right when she said that. And I'm going, and it was probably one of my best auditions I've ever had. I just went in and cut loose and just let it all hang out. And wonderful people on that show. I met some really good people. We were literally on an airplane. The whole shoot, the whole thing was about an airplane. You talking about tight quarters, dude? It was tight, but it was a gift, and we got nominated for an Emmy for that show. You
did. That's incredible. Here's a cool shot here too. Yeah,
under the dome. That was back in one of the offices where we were keeping someone held captive. Yep, that was fun. Good lighting. Yep. That was when I shot the dome. We're getting ready to shoot the dome. I'm trying to blow that sucker up, man.
How did they know how to end it? I mean, that must have been.
Well, I think that's the problem. I think it ended. It kind of lost sight of the show. I think season 1 was great. Season 2 was okay. I can follow that maybe. And then season 3, you're going, okay, what the hell's going on? We don't get this. And I think a lot of that comes when, you have such a massive show and you have so many writers that sometimes it just loses sight of what it is. You have different showrunners, you have different things, so it just changes. I saw something on here about my son acting. Yeah. Gunner is a really good actor, but I tell you, his the shows he has on right now, I think, are on Amazon Prime, Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
And what else has he got on the air right now? He's got Craig of the Creek on Cartoon Network and He also has Ben 10. Hey, I think I hear my wife.
Wow.
Let's see if she'll stick her head in. Hold on. Hey, honey. Honey, come here.
Good thing the chair has wheels on it.
We're live with the Greg Masters show. Say hi.
Who's Greg Masters?
Your master, Greg. Here he is.
Can we do that over?
Hey,
Jim.
how are you?
Is Larkin still there?
Yeah.
Oh, see, so I'm thinking there's still people in my house or writers here. Hey, Larkin, come in and say hi.
Come on
It's a
in.
party.
We're live with Jim Masters.
It's Greg and Jim and Bob Masters. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Party of Kevin's.
So
Good
it's
to see
with,
you. Good to see you,
my
everybody.
girlfriend, Larkin Campbell, and
Hey guys.
Wait a minute. They told me I was going to be speaking to Kevin Hart tonight. What happened?
Oh,
We can only have 3 people in here at a time.
Ah,
Where's Matt?
who do we have there?
Meadow. Say hi. Meadow. Say hi, Meadow. All right.
I
Yeah.
love it when people put their pets on camera. It's great.
Yeah.
Hey, you know who's here with us too? Our friend Dream of Denver. Hey
Dream
guys,
Live. We
how
love
great to see you two together. Absolutely, good to see you.
it. But
And
she didn't say anything about him, though, did she? I believe.
We
Bye.
love you, Dreamer.
nice to meet you guys. We'll see you again, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Don't forget to tell him you met Greg.
Yeah. Greg says good night. Dude, when you're live, you're trying to think of everything, right? Because I heard someone, I didn't know, was that my son out there?
Yeah.
And then I realized, wait a minute, it can't be my son because she just took him to some place and then he stays out skateboarding or something and then whatever.
Unbelievable.
And that's the way it is here. It's always kind of, we're popping in, moving around and trying to
Yeah.
stay.
Kathy Short in Cleveland says it's the Sizemore tribe. Welcome. And Scott goes, and now there's Gina. Hello.
Yep.
Karen in Nova Scotia watching. Oh, hi, Meadow. So cute. Meadow, sweet pup. They do love pets here. They love pets. They also love food and children.
Well, I tell you, my dog, if anyone knows, my dog, Meadow, was named after the legend Meadowlark Lemon from the Harlem.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Well, you know what does happen? Once you bring a pet on, you're going to be secondary now to the pet because look at all the comments are pet now.
Hey, I'll
no
take
more Kevin. It's all pet.
I take it because Meadow is my little joy. She's awesome.
Yeah, they love it all. This is funny. We love to see family pets at Lovety Hall. That is funny. Here's another cool shot. Which one? What is this one from?
That is from Black Bear.
Okay.
Yeah, that's from Black Bear because I play a doctor in Black Bear, and it's an interesting concept. That movie was really interesting because you have 2 Marines. They make it home from like an ISIS interrogation, and one's having to struggle to survive, and then the other one's fighting his way back into the mixed martial arts world. And the only reason he does that is because while they were fighting, he kept him, and they got captured, and they end up getting this disease.
Yeah.
And his buddy ends up getting put in the hospital, and the only way they can pay for the medical bills is for him to go back and fight MMA style.
Mm.
And it was interesting. So I'm the doctor, and that's where I met Darren Henson, and yeah, that was a scene with Darren right there.
Really, really cool. This shot here is a cool one too.
David Perry is a photographer. I think he's in Newport, Laguna Beach. I think it's Laguna Beach. And he shot that photograph for me. And he said, "Hey, Kevin, go in the back room there and put on that thing that's got stuff all over it." And I walked in, and I kid you not, the sleeves were up to here. And I'm like, what are you, like, fat man in a little coat? Right? He goes, no one's ever going to see that. So I'm like, all right, dude, hey, you're the photographer. And he lit it so great. And Dave's a good guy, very brilliant man. And yeah, I was appreciative of that photo. I wish I looked like that, but I don't.
That is funny. A couple of people asking a few things. Of course, your son was in Nashville too, right? And that's an amazing opportunity. It was a great series.
Yeah, he did season 3 of Nashville. And what was ironic is he was supposed to have auditioned for a movie that I was up for. And I ended up getting that movie, shooting it in Nashville at the same time my son was on Nashville. And I was able to put it in my contract that the days he had off, which was every single day I wasn't working except one. We only had one conflict. The days that I had off, he was able to come and be part of our movie set because it was all about kids. They wanted him for that movie. He couldn't do it. So he was able to hang out with all the kids that he was supposed to work with and go to school with the school teacher and just hang out with Dad. And then as soon as I finished that movie, he went back. And, of course, I was in Nashville. He stayed on the set of Nashville doing his show. And I drove down to Alabama and did the movie Woodlawn. And then it's kind of like we both came home around the same time. We were gone 3 months, all three of us, me, Gina, and Gunnar.
That's cool. That's really cool. It must be fun working with your son too, right? I mean, he's learning, he's watching you too, and some of the ways that you do things.
Well, it is. And what's interesting is Gunnar's so much, he's so pure and so honest, and he's much better than I am and ever was as an actor. He's just really good. But he's also a gentle soul. He's driven. He's got all these great qualities. And now with him being a director and writing, I see what he's writing and what he's doing and how he hires his actors and how he coaches them and talks to them on set. And the acting certainly helped him get to this point, and it's beautiful. I'm very fortunate to be able to just see him grow because Daddy's going to need some work. And Gunnar, if you're listening, when you get older, I need a job, brother. So don't forget your dad. I'll play the old man in the corner. I don't care, but I need a job. But on a funny note, Greg, on a funny note, Jim, he and I are also doing a project together. We've done a few projects. Heartfall was one we did years ago. It was a really cute short film that we did and that won some awards. And then we did The World We Make. And then I forget, there's a few other I think there's one more. But this coming week, he and I start co-hosting a project together that's produced by Questar Entertainment, and it's called The Miracle Show.
What's that about?
And I don't know if anyone knows. Remember, It's a Miracle? You might not know this, but one of the Waltons was hosting It's a Miracle back in the 80s.
Oh, Christopher has a burning question. He's confused.
It was a joke. I was thinking that once, Christopher.
He must have tuned in late.
Greg. But I'm so sorry. I did not mean to. Inside joke. I'm done using that joke.
Damn, and I was going to use these segments on my reel. Greg.
Greg. Yeah. Okay, Bob or Tom. Okay, Tom Sizemore's with us today. Okay, I've heard that one 90 times.
I love what Scott says there. Guns knew what alliteration was at 4 years old. Remember the shoot we did and the teachers didn't. Too funny.
Scott and I, we did a little promo pitch pilot called Ask the Bride Guy because Scott had a unique background coming from the military. And then he was working with bridals, selling dresses. And I'm going, it's a great show idea. So we pitched it, and literally, and this is no joke, he came out, we shot it. Everyone that I wanted to work with me bailed on me. So I was lighting, shooting it, recording. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. And it came out really good, believe it or not. And the day we were supposed to sell the show, the day before they were agreeing to buy our show, they went out of business. Maybe that's a good thing. But but Scott's got talent. He's just got natural talent being goofy and who he is and not trying to put on. He's just who he is. If you like him, great. And if you don't, that's great.
Scott, you're welcome to pop on the show as a guest if you like. We'd love to have you here too and chat. Some people have asked too, do you have a favorite character so far, Kevin? Is there one or two that immediately you feel very connected to of the ones you've played so far?
There's one scene. It's not necessarily the full character. There's one scene I did in a show called Drop Dead Diva back in the day. And I played a father of a deadbeat dad who never knows his son. He's 13 years old, doesn't know him. And he decides to sign off the rights to his son for an adoption because it was being held up in legal. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I didn't want a kid anyway. I'll sign it. And as I'm signing it, I look over my shoulder and I see the son being walked in that was there the same day I was there. And they didn't want me to see him because they know what can happen when you see him. And when I saw this kid in as the character, I was floored, and I wanted to meet him, and they didn't want me to meet him. So they bring me in to meet the kid, and when that happened, I knew I could not let my son go, and that was one of the most fun and emotional, beautiful scenes that I've ever been a part of. The kid who played my son, his name is David, and a lot of people might know David from a little show named Gotham. He only plays Batman. And so he took off. That was his last show that he did before he took off and put on the Cape Crusader character and, became Bruce Wayne. My 9 completely stands out. Love playing a character about coal miners representing my home state of West Virginia, knowing how hard it is and what they go through. We wanted to represent them in the best way possible. Yes, this is a movie. There were scenes combined in this movie that normally wouldn't have taken place at the same time. You might not have had a flood and an explosion at the same time. But again, people do have to understand, and they forget that this is a television or this is a film. So they have to understand that there's a little bit of leeway that goes into making some of these things. And another one, just to throw it out there, I guess, Woodlawn, only because it stood for something really great. And I got to meet Jerry Stearns as the character I was portraying. And I remember Sean Astin and Nick Bishop and I were having dinner about halfway through the shoot, right after Jerry came to the set and met everyone. And his daughter called me and said, "Dad just died." It just killed me. I mean, we just sat there and cried like 3 babies.
Yeah.
But I mean, I literally got a Christmas message from them 3 days ago. I mean, it's so, every time you bring up something, and I know I'm getting long-winded on certain things, but every time you bring
cool.
up,
It's really cool. People are getting an understanding of the way it works and, your passion for it all. It's cool.
But what I'm getting at is I still keep in touch with these people.
Yeah.
And that's what's important is relationships and, getting back to the world we're living in today. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. You can agree to disagree. Just because someone says something doesn't mean it's that. There's some horrible things in the world, but we just need to try to work together. Just try to be the best we can and work together and try to, have some levity, man.
It's right on, right on. Kathleen says, anyone you'd like to work with, anybody that you've always admired that it's on your list of, gee, it would be cool to work with him or her?
Yeah. When I was growing up, I always wanted to work with Tom Cruise when I was younger because of Top Gun, all the classics. Well, little did I know that my wife trained Tom for 7 years. So yeah, I did get to meet him, but I didn't get a chance to work with him. But
yeah.
She trained some heavy hitters, the Leah Remini's, the Tom Cruises, some, Beck artists, some wonderful people. So I kind of crossed that off my list. Like I met the guy, I didn't work with him, but that was okay. Sam Elliott would be a blast, man. Sam Elliott, Morgan Freeman.
Somehow I knew you were I had that on my tip of my tongue, Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman, Kevin Costner,
Denzel.
My son's worked with Denzel, not me, but Gunnar has, yeah. So
really?
That's kind of cool.
Wow. Tom Hanks.
They're all there, man. They're in a league of their own. They're phenomenal actors. Really talented.
And then there's Dick Van Dyke.
He
would be.
When I worked with Dick Van Dyke, on
Diagnosis.
Diagnosis.
With his son, Barry Van Dyke, right? The son?
I did a scene with Barry and Dick Van Dyke. I ended up, my wife, I found out she's cheating on me, and I attack her, and I turn into a vicious dude. She kills me, and Dick and Barry find me. And it was like, what? Are you
pinching yourself? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Dick Van Dyke. And then my mom was excited about that. But when I did a show called Pensacola with, oh my gosh, what's his name? Pensacola Wings of Gold. It was, I think it was Pensacola was my very first guest star, if I'm not mistaken. We shot that down in Miramar in San Diego, and James Brolin.
Oh, James
And
Brolin, yeah.
you know, when I did that, my mom was cuckoo over James Brolin. She goes, "Okay, it's over. You never have to work again. You worked with James Brolin, so it's done."
You've done it.
Yeah, there's a handful of people there, and then there's just so many talented actors, just so many, so many. I mean, I remember the first time I met, like in the music side, I remember the first time I met Dolly Parton backstage on the Opry. I'm like, this is Dolly Parton. It's like it's not real,
Right.
It's not real. So it's fun.
And that's always a tough thing sometimes too. I've found that too, working in television and sometimes hosting various things, or interviewing or whatever, where that person is there and you really, really admire them and you're excited, that you're in the same room or working on a project with them. There's that sort of fine line, a little bit of being overexcited and zealous and like, oh my God, I love everything you're in and you're good. And then you still have to be the professional and still have to work with them and not drool too much. How have you been able to maintain, the balance of being the super fan, but also now we are basically almost at the same level on the same set, working on the same scene?
I'll give you two flip sides of that. I was doing a show called, I was at an awards show for Woodlawn, and all of a sudden I looked up and I see this guy and I go, that's Ricky Schroeder.
Silver spoons.
Right. So I look at Ricky Schroeder in a different light than you might, because when I worked in New York at the Gap making peanuts, Ricky Schroeder would come in and he was nice to me.
Yeah.
And I remember folding clothes for his wife and like, oh, would you like this shirt? And I'm going, Ricky Schroeder. I want to be him. Because at the time I want to be anywhere except the Gap.
Yep.
So, and I walked up. I'm so stupid. I walked up to him like, hey, Ricky, you don't know me. I'm part of this movie Woodlawn. But, man, when I lived in New York, you used to come to the Gap. I loved you on Silver Spoon. I mean, you kind of made me want to be an actor. And he looked at me. He's like, okay, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Kind of gave me that look like, dude, you're kind of weird. And I realized, you know what you're going to say before you say it, right? So
if you were to rewind, what would you, knowing that now, what would you probably have said?
Hey, Ricky, my name's Kevin. We don't know each other, man. We bumped into each other back in the day in New York when you used to come to the Gap. But I love your work. All my best. And get out of there.
And get out. Yeah.
Get out of there. Don't leave it. Unless they say, oh, wait, which Gap? All right. Well, then let's talk.
The one on 33rd. And right.
Yeah. I mean, we just did a movie not long ago called Ticket to Nashville that won't come out for a while. But we're on there with my buddy Rhino Quinn from Believe was on there, and we had Lee Greenwood plays my dad, and there's a character that came on the set, and it was really interesting. His name was T. Graham Brown. T. Graham Brown is a singer who's had number ones. He's been around. He's done a lot of stuff in the music industry. He's really a great guy, and something about T and I just connected. We talk all the time. What was different about what T and I are going through, or Lee or whoever else that was on the set, and compared to what Ricky Schroeder and I was going through, is we're on the same page. Ricky didn't see me. He just remembers weird guy, award show, don't know him, Gap. But, T goes, hey, man, we're on the same page here. When I'm working with, another guy from any other show, being a co-star is the hardest thing for an actor to do, because when you walk on as a co-star, you're literally there for maybe a day, maybe a scene. They don't have time to get to know you, man.
Right.
But when you're there as a guest star, after the second day, you wake up and you go to the set, and instead of you standing over in the corner, it's like, hey, Kevin, did you want any coffee? Oh, yeah. Thanks, Bill Fichtner from Prison Break, who is one of my favorite actors. But yeah, then you see someone like that and you start having a conversation, you get to know them, you have conversations, and it's normal. It's just normal. And I think the reason it's normal is because they know that you've busted your tail and you got cast and you belong there. And if you're good enough to be there and they are too, then, it's okay.
Any projects that you wish that you had an opportunity to work on that maybe you didn't?
Yeah, I did I was cast when the Twin Towers were hit for 9/11. I was cast in a movie called 9/11, and I know there's not like four of them. I don't know which one this one was, but I was a week from flying to Canada, and they called me last minute and said, "Sorry, you've been recast because it's cheaper to cast Joe Blow out of Canada, and he's already there." And that one hurt because I really wanted to do a project that made a statement.
Yeah.
America proud. I wanted to help. I wanted to be a part of, what was there and the legacy in it, Oh, well. But yeah, that's one of them. And I could count probably how many TV shows are on the air right now?
I know. Right.
All of those shows, I'm pissed off. I went on all of them. So
what about behind the scenes as far as production, producing, writing, directing, all of that? Is that something that you would like to expand even more, or are you really all about the acting and the craft of the acting is your thing?
Yeah. All that is what you just said.
Right there.
Right there. That's the board. That's got shows up there like the one we just pitched today, Cryptid, The Seven, projects, the Meadowlark Lemon story that I'm fortunate to be able to have the rights to for the Harlem Globetrotters. I mean, there's 7 or 8 projects up there, and in all different facets of production, or, with the pandemic, things are completely different now, but some of them are cast, some of them are not cast. Some have money, some don't. Some are scripted, some are not.
Yeah.
We have Heart of Steel that we just converted in from a book that the guy, Ty DiMartino, who wrote Christmas Tree Miracle, wrote that script. So there's all these different projects that we have, and it's honestly trying to meet the right producer who says, you know what? Yeah, I want to invest in you because I see your passion. I know you're going to do something that we all want to see, and we want to be proud. We want to be proud of that. So yeah, the producing side, I've done a few in the past. I want to do more. I almost jumped into the directing hat this year, and then the pandemic hit, and then I decided let's just put it on pause for a while.
How have you been dealing with the pandemic and everything that's been going on? Obviously, LA is a tough spot right now, tough zone area, but how have you been dealing with it, doing a lot of stuff remotely, or how's it been working for you? We've all had to obviously pivot and adjust in every different way that we can.
Yeah, in the beginning, I realized I was completely fine. I love kind of hanging out, being alone and just chilling out. And then now, and if every now and again, the pandemic might give me, sometimes I get a little twitch. And if it does, I don't know why, but maybe it's just because I'm getting crazy. But no, but honestly, I just goofed off and tried to spend as much time as I could with my family because I knew I couldn't do anything about it. I tried to dive into these projects behind me more, try to flush them out. That's why we have Larkin here today with that pitch. We're trying to get this thing perfect so we can come out of this pandemic steamrolling. We're moving into something. Trying to just be creative, trying to do as much creative as I can, trying to stay in shape, get out in the backyard, moving around and just doing stuff. But really getting back to the family, that was the most important thing, is just hanging out with my family. My dog does not know what in the world is going on. They're like, this dog's going, hey, you're home. This is great. And now she's like, when are you leaving?
Right.
Come on, Dad. You've been here all day long. I don't want to walk anymore. I just want to friggin' sleep and bark at people outside. Leave.
Yeah. That's true. It's kind of like that right now. People, it's almost like having relatives who are overstaying the welcome or whatever, but yeah, you own the house.
Well, yeah. Dog owns a house here.
So what are some other things that are coming up that you're excited about in 2021, Kevin?
Yeah, my main thing is we start shooting the Miracle Show with Questar next week, where I'm so fortunate to be able to have Gunner at certain different ages. I'm going to have him at a 16-year-old. I'm going to have him at like 12, at 9, and 4. Like, I'm going to have his whole life captured on film forever and ever and ever. And it's going to be really fun because we're taking real stories. I don't know if you ever saw this story, for example, of, remember the bobcat? The guy was hiking and he went to the little cub and the bobcat starts chasing him.
Right.
We're going to talk about that guy. Like, what was going on in your mind, dude, when you approach a baby cat and here comes Mama Bear? What are you doing? So it's those things. And there's some sentimental ones. There's some very emotional ones. It's just a really good family project. And we're hoping that someone says, hey, we want to see more of the Miracle Show and we like what the Sizemore boys are doing. And let's see if we can run to the next step with it.
What's some of the things that continue to inspire you, some of those blessing and joy in your life that, sort of just keep you going forward and doing what you're doing so well, Kevin?
The simple things. When I see someone that is on the side of the road or in the middle of the road and they're stalled, when I see someone do what I would do, run out and help them, push them off the car, push it off the side of the road. When I see someone just go out of their way to open up a door for someone, when I see someone just, listen, every day you can't be, the Cleaver family, right? Everything's not, it takes work to try to be nice because it's so easy to go negative and be mean and just go, everything's horrible and I'm done with it all. But you practice what you preach. And if you keep doing stuff over and over and over, you work that muscle and it becomes good. And hopefully that muscle is something that people get to see. You get to see the good in people. That's what it really is for me. I love to see people just doing good things. I love to see some good news on Instagram with John Krasinski. I love that, man. I love to see a child get a gift. I love to see something that's positive. We have enough crap going on. And there's days for that, but it's the good stuff. It's the simple things in life.
That's beautifully said, because that's truly what it's all about. I mean, I've often said that I'm hoping, we come out of all this more empathetic and we listen to each other more and, we're more collaborative, less divisive, and we all come to the table because what we've experienced in the last, 8, 9, 10 months or so is anything. I say the only people that could, and you would know with Under the Dome, the only people that could have scripted anything like what we've experienced is Stephen King, Steven Spielberg, or Rod Serling. It's been that dramatic and that riveting in so many different ways to the core. What would you say to somebody who's watching right now who is considering going into this line of work? What have you learned about yourself, Kevin, being the actor, being, in Hollywood and all the different nuances of that? And they are considering pursuing this kind of work now. Obviously, it's changed dramatically. There's all these different venues now and different opportunities. What would you say to somebody like that watching?
Well, let me give you two answers to that. One is, let's talk to the person who's still in high school. Okay. So if you're still in high school, which, a lot of people want to just move to Hollywood and be movie stars. Don't do that. And I know a lot of people are making a buttload of money on, their TikTok videos and all these apps, and that's great. That's really fun. And I'm glad that they're making money on it. But if you're doing all that, you got to be very careful on a few things. Number one, you can very easily get typecast at anything, well, like Dreama's husband, Bob, he got typecast as Gilligan. He had to really fight to get out of that character. Seinfeld, you see Kramer, he's Kramer. So, sometimes you got to be careful what you wish for, because if you get a role that you love, it could play forever, and that's who you are. So what I mean by watching what you're doing in high school and the younger kids is make sure you're practicing and studying and getting good training. So when those TikTok videos dry up or something changes, you have something to fall back on when it comes to a skill as an actor, other than, hey, I'm funny because I do these videos and I make people laugh. Well, it's not going to last forever. So get your butt in college, learn, and just not only just learn about acting, learn life. You're still growing, learn life. You can act for the rest of your life. You don't have to just act because you're 19 and you're out of high school. You really don't really know who you are until you're older. So I would say that's one. And also while you're in school, you can study so many different things, psychology and all these things that can make you a better writer or a better actor or a better director. If you're older and an old fart like me, and you want to get into the acting world now, it's never too late. And you got to understand the medium is completely different now. You got to understand this is what people see, not out here. It's inside the box. So, I can be tapping my toe right now. You don't know it. And I can be crying because I'm in an emotional scene because I'm connected. But, the camera's not going to be looking at my feet the whole time. and all that stuff. You got to understand, well, if I'm moving my feet and I'm moving this, it's all out of frame. That's okay. But you can't be doing stuff like this. You have to learn the basics, how to hit a mark. Is a light hitting you the right way? Am I off the frame the right way? Am I centered in the frame? Understanding the dialogue and just understanding it to a point to where a lot of people, I think, they try to learn dialogue and they try to act. The problem with acting is you're acting. Don't act. Just be who you are. They're honestly 9 times out of 10, they're not casting actors. They're casting you, because no one can do what you do. Whoever you are, no one can do what you do. Not many people do that stupid little whistle that I do. I've done it on movies before because they thought it was interesting. Okay, that was my little thing. But you take all these tools and you put them in your tool belt and you bring them out when you need them. Stuff like that.
No, that's beautifully said. That's exactly what it's all about, right? And I couldn't have said it better myself. And I'm, kindred spirit on that. You have to really love it, and you have to be authentic now more than ever, because all the window dressing and all the things that people see. The key is we make it always look so easy and effortless. And sometimes it's easy to forget all the blood, sweat, and tears and all the years put in and all the chaos and craziness sometimes that happens on the other side of the camera. They're just seeing everything looking so good, placed perfectly. But what it took to have it all come out that way is a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice, right? You have to really, a number of people I've asked that question to, and they're like, well, gee, if your other option is to be an accountant, you might want to be an accountant. Because once you're in, you're all in.
It's a drug. It's a drug that I've never taken before, but I feel it. It's just, it's into you, it's inside you, and you just can't let go of it. And it's great, and it's sad, and it's awesome, and it stinks, and it's wonderful, and I hate it, and all of that stuff all combined into one.
Is that amazing how that is? Exactly right. Exactly. I just want to show you some cool comments coming in here. Merlin in Ontario says, this is why we love Jim Masters. His guests are normal.
Well, that's, the pandemic has kind of got me going, but
yeah, we all have. This is a fun show. Kevin, you are great. From Kathleen in New York City, Christopher Joseph in Ohio, great attitude on life. Karen in Nova Scotia, Kevin, you fit right in with We Love It Ease. Perfectly said. Bernadette, Kevin seems to have a great wit to go along with his good heart. Fits right here in Lovety Hall. You do have quick wit, and you're great to bounce things off because you get the joke, you get the line, and you feed it back. I think it's awesome. You make a great Lovety, Kevin. Greg Masters, Jim Masters is our Lovety Lord.
Never going to live it down.
So now when I see you in the supermarket, you say, hey, Greg, I'll know to turn around. It's Kevin.
And what you say is, hey, Greg. Yeah, Tom.
Exactly right. Yep, she loves writing, reading, psychology, and performing. Oh, so her teen is a young, an up-and-coming actress. So she loves when we have conversations like this.
That's great, because I coach a handful of kids in a class all over the country, and it's really cool to see the young guns like learning as they're 12, 15, whatever. We have a Zoom class, and it's great. I can do more on a Zoom class than I could in person.
That's what happens.
I'm teaching them not just acting stuff. I'm teaching them the frame. I'm teaching them the lighting. I'm teaching them how to do an on-camera audition. There's so much more that I can do. And that's the one good thing that's come out of the pandemic that I think I didn't realize was I used to coach years ago. Then I haven't, because I didn't have the time. And now I have the time to do it again, a little, not as much, but I have a little bit more time. And I do that one day a week. And man, it's been so fulfilling. It's been such a blast.
Oh, I can imagine. Absolutely. Because when you can lift people up and inspire them, there's really nothing better. And it's, as much as it is therapy for them, it's also therapy for you. I mean, it's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, these kids are teaching me. We're doing this every week, and I'm going, holy cow, man, you guys are really good. I need to get my chops up.
Exactly. Christopher saying Kevin Sizemore's master class on acting and showbiz. Yeah. Have you thought of teaching at all? Have you thought of instructing others along the way?
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. I do that a little bit, and
Yeah.
it's
So
fun.
that's
I've been able to do it over the course of the pandemic, and
yeah.
we do it one night a week.
So it's actually a structured thing that you're doing then. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
it's really cool, man. We're doing right before. Here's what my day was. We had early morning at 9:30. We had early morning script notes, going through the pitch. Then we did the pitch. Then right after the pitch, I had 2 minutes, and I had to do a 1 hour class with someone that was up for a new show, and I was helping her coach for that. And then right after that, I jumped on with you, and then that's the day.
And then that potential movie script and that big deal. That's exciting, huh? So that's cool.
And we don't know what that's going to be, man. It could be tomorrow. It could be next week. It could be next year. It might not ever happen, but done. It's out there. We know it's a great project. It's just like when I coach some of the young actors on Zoom, my weekly thing, I'd say, what we do here is safe. We're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm trying to push you to be as crazy as you can be, because you got to make an impact when people see your video. It can't be, hi everyone.
Yeah, you've got to
pop, man.
Got to knock it out, right?
You have 5 seconds, and if you don't get it, they're gone. They're going to cut you out, and you're gonna be on the back burner. So it's been fun for me to do that with this class.
What would you be doing, Kevin, if you didn't pursue acting? Was there plan B?
Back in the day, the plan B was probably like nursing school. I loved helping, people not doctor stuff, but just kind of, nursing homes. I love the elderly, and I guess something like that, maybe. I don't know. I mean,
caretaking and
I like, I remember I used to, help take care of my uncle at my grandmother's when he was going through that disease called cancer, which is horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess something like that, maybe. Yeah.
That's cool. That's beautiful.
I sure didn't make it as a musician.
Well, a couple of people were asking what kind of music, what genre, what were you playing, what you were involved in?
80s, man. The 80s. Come on, Van Halen and Motley Crue and what's some of that? What's that? I'm trying to think of the song that we used to open up our set with. I'm gonna be sedated. That one. It's all these great 80s songs, and then with those some, Thank God I'm a Country Boy songs in there that kind of hit where I lived in my hometown. And I think we had about 100 people at one show one time. So that was.
Do you get together and jam with guys, friends anymore? Or pick up a guitar?
I got rid of my drum set. I taught my son how to, fiddle with it enough, but he's left-handed, so I had to teach him the backside.
Yeah, I'm left-handed too, so it's a whole other right.
So he's a guitarist. He plays the guitar and fiddles with the piano some, and my wife's a piano player.
Dreama has some nice words about Gunnar.
Gunnar and Dreama have a special bond.
I can see how that could be. Yeah, Dreama is wonderful.
Yeah, they have a special bond, and ever since they met, they just connected, and it's really great. Gunnar's, like I said, he's turning 16 on Saturday, and she's known him for probably half of those years. So
she's just so warm and open. And matter of fact, there is the Gilligan that she sent me. Oh, he's backwards. He's shy. There he is. That's when she said, you're missing a few things on the set. I said, what are we missing? We have all these things. She said, you're missing the Gilligan. And there we go. Aloha, Jim, Dreama Denver. That's cool. So he's always here on the set with a couple of the other cast of characters that we have here.
When I did Dreama's show for the first time, it was Little Buddy Radio was in the back office of her house, and what she didn't know is she does now, but what she didn't know is my friend in high school, Lou Thomas, used to live in that house, and I used to go to that house as a kid. So it was really weird and kind of cool for me to go to her house where I've been multiple times with my friend all these years in the past. So it was fun. She actually came down to Nashville when Gunnar was doing Nashville. So it's kind of cool.
Really? One of the other characters that joins us every night is this one, George Burns.
Great.
I mean, you can't. And the silver lab, you got to have a silver lab. There's the silver
Love
lab.
Silver Lab.
So, you know, you got to put smiles on people's faces, right?
I have one character that used to be my drumming buddy.
Oh, see, there you go. I can't tell you how many times when we come out with these characters, all of a sudden people say, "Oh, I've got a doll. I've got this. I've got that from the past."
Well, look at some of this.
That's you'll make it a full screen.
Funko Pops. They're everywhere. We have Funkos everywhere in here. Everywhere. So we're a big Funko Pop family because one of Gunner's shows he did, I think it's a Netflix show.
That's really cool.
He has a Funko Pop made of the character, which is really fun. So, yeah.
And Brenda's saying happy 16th to Gunner.
Oh, hey, Brenda. Hey, thank you.
Scott saying he almost became a police officer once upon a time, but blew his knee out, which thankfully kept him and acting, if my memory serves. Oh, that's you.
Yep.
Ah, wow. So we're going to be a police officer too as well.
Almost did. Yep.
Oh, we have Funkos. A lot of people ask also when the guest is on, what is the room that they're in? Kind of like, I don't know if you remember, it's before our time, but Edward R. Murrow used to sit in his chair with a cigarette. And I don't know, I forget the name of the show. It was on CBS. It's, again, before our time. But he was in front of this big screen. And now we're going to be visiting the home of Jerry Lewis and his 8 kids, or Lucy and Desi. So here we are with Kevin Sizemore. I'll be Edward R. Murrow. What is the room you're in now?
This is my makeshift office until we make this wall right here. We're going to completely change that wall and put wood on that wall. And that wall is going to be where my wife is going to be doing our podcast. But as you can tell, we have Funkos. We have some really cool stuff over here. Since I'm walking around, I'll show you. Like right here, we have stuff from, like, Gina used to train Bart Simpson. So that's from Bart, and that's from the Rugrats when she played that character. My wife is a huge, huge Wonder Woman fan. So there's all the Wonder Woman pops, right? And my wife's maiden name is Lombardi. So Vince Lombardi Funko Pop. That's everywhere. Oh, there's Gunner's Funko Pop. That's my son. That's his character right there. You see some of the books we have up there. Metal Arc Lemon, Heart of Steel. And, of course, I can't go without saying my wife's book, which is Deadline Fitness. And that's my wife, Gina Lombardi. So, yeah, this is the room I'm in. This is the space I'm hanging out in. And, yeah, you've probably this audience has seen more of my house than anyone ever has other than my backyard. This is just the crazy room where you're in all the time. You're like, oh, God, it's just a mess. But I know where everything is. This is where I do my work.
Why do you love what you do, my friend? You're really good at it.
You know, I like to have people have an opportunity to get away, like we talked earlier, just to get away and unplug, unwind. That's part of it. I think in the beginning it was a little bit more of a little showing off a little bit because it kind of felt good. Hey, look at me, look at me. But you realize really quickly that that's not what this career is. If you want a career, this is about doing some really good work and tapping into it and making a difference, touching people where they go, oh my God, my uncle went through that. And thank you for bringing that out and showing it that way, because no one knows what it's like to be a coal miner if you're not in a coal mining family. Stuff like that. When you can go to, like we took my night at Chuck Mathena Center also, and a few other cities in West Virginia, and premiered it. And when you have, I think we had 850, it's either 8 or 850 people that came to the premiere. And we were there for 2 and 3 hours afterwards talking to people. They're bringing their lunch pails from their dad when they were in the coal mines years ago for us to sign, and telling us the stories. And they were just veterans and people going through all this stuff, loss of limbs. And you realize that, you know what I do matters. What you do matters. Everyone, what we all do matters. People think that their job doesn't matter, whether it's an actor, a plumber, an architect, an accountant. Those jobs all matter, and they all have their place. And I think if we all respect each other and understand why they are important and what purpose they serve, then we're all better off instead of just thinking about yourself all the time. It's all about me, me, me. What can I get? What can I get from you? If you get away from that and just say, you know what, let's just have fun. Let's have a great relationship. Let's get to know each other and let's do good work. I think that's what it's about for me.
And I think that's exactly what's occurred on our show tonight, my friend. This was really sensational to get an opportunity. I've been very familiar with your work and you're very good at what you do. And I love your authenticity and your realness, and you're very versatile too, which I think is a key to all of these industries and these crazy businesses that we're in, is the ability to jump when you have to, but also, share essences of who you are, the person, Kevin Sizemore, and sort of blend little nuances of that into the characters, and sharing all this time with you, with all these folks around the world that are watching on our show here, the Lovities. You can see Bernadette says, such a great chat. Thank you, Jim and Kevin. Karen in Nova Scotia, it was a pleasure meeting you, Kevin, and learning so much about you. Sherry says, very comfortable looking room you're in. Can understand why you like working there. Thanks for the tour. Juanita in South Africa, where it's probably like 4 a.m. She's a real lovity. Happy birthday to Gunner. Karen in Nova Scotia says that she's from a coal mining town in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia.
Wow.
I didn't know that they did that up there in Nova Scotia.
I didn't either.
They also say, we feel honored, Kevin. Thank you very much. Bernadette is saying, we wish Gunnar a happy 16th. That's wonderful too. And yeah, cool stuff. We love feedback. I'm very into bringing people in. Yes, person to person. Edward R. Murrow. That was the name of the show.
That's it.
You got it. Yeah. Jim has introduced us to so many wonderfully talented people here. Absolutely. Kathleen in New York City, thank you for sharing your time with us, Kevin. Blessings to you and stay safe. Scott, I'll be watching more from here on out. Jim, love this format. Thanks. I appreciate it. It's really, Scott, it's an extension of what I do, in television, radio all these years. And I love, a lot of people have told me I'm bringing back sort of that lost art of conversation, where people would actually have a conversation as opposed to, all right, tell me about the new movie. What's the book? Okay, thanks. Out in 6 minutes. And then, okay, it's like a whirlwind. Yeah. I think people really get a sense of who Kevin is, why Kevin does what he does, his fantastic family, and now when they see you in future things, it's good for that too. Now when they, and have you ever thought of going into comedy?
You know what? I would love
My father has always said that to me. He says, Jim, you were born 30 years too late and you should have gone into comedy.
I would love to do that. That'd be so much fun. I honestly don't get the opportunity to do some. We did some in True Calling. Yeah, there's a handful of projects. I get to sneak some characters in every now and again, but for the most part, it's
right. And it's Brenda here says, great chat. Hope to meet the family sometime soon. Brenda Tompkins. Thanks for joining us on the YouTube channel, Brenda. And hopefully you'll subscribe to the channel. We would love that. Juanita in South Africa, was great getting to know you and your lovely family, Kevin. Keep well and safe. Kathy Short says, a great chat tonight, Kevin. I'll check out your Facebook page. Bernadette says, stay safe, stay well. And Merlin in Ontario, Canada. Hey, Kev, stay safe. Been a ball. This really was cool, my friend. And you're welcome back anytime. Keep me posted. Like you said, I'd love to stay connected. Stay, if you're on the East Coast or I'm just on a TV shoot in the West, love to break bread at some point. That would be awesome. Keep me posted on projects, things. Good luck with what, is in development today. And thanks for all this great time and being, genuine and open about your life. It was really, really terrific. And again, I think people got an opportunity to really understand who you are a little bit more, appreciate the work that you do and why you do it. And I hope the show met whatever expectations you had and you enjoyed your time with me as much as I certainly have with you.
Wait. Oh, this was a show? I thought we haven't started yet.
No, we're going to go live in 5.
Okay. We're going live. We're going live in 5.
I'm a perfectionist. This was just the dress rehearsal.
God, I am so glad because I was freaking out going, man, I don't think I look right. I need to let me get the lighting better. I think I should look like this. Maybe the light should be like here.
It should be.
Right.
And when we go live, just say Jim instead of Greg.
Got it. Hey, listen, all the levities out there, thank you so much for having me. I am Kevin Sizemore on the Jim Masters Show, and it's been a blast.
I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you, Bernadette. Great show. Night all. Sherry says it's been a wonderful show this evening. Thank you, Kevin and Jim. Such wonderful stories. Karen says, I'll never look at animal the same way. LOL.
No, we're going live in 3 minutes.
Three. Hurry up. Bring a sandwich too. Kathleen smiles and Juanita smiles. Hey,
All
my
right.
friend, we always like to toast on this show, so I toast you. Excellent. Everybody always has. So let's toast. Good health, continued success. Thanks for joining us. And we chatted for about 2 hours.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what?
It's like an eye exam.
I got my eye on you there, Mr. Jim Masters.
That's it, Kevin. Thanks for joining us, my friend. You be well. You take care. Good luck with everything, and we'll talk again soon. You're welcome back anytime. We'll keep the porch light open for you.
Thank you, sir. Great show. Great job. See you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye. Kevin Sizemore right here on the Jim Master Show Live. Brenda says, great show, Jim. Thank you very much, Brenda. We welcome you to the show. We're going to be here tomorrow night. We're here every day, actually. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, live. Karen says, slancha. That's the great Irish toast. Absolutely. Bernadette says, Jim, that's an acting thing. Thank you, 5. Absolutely. Smiles from Sherry. And Scott says, love you, buddy. Talk soon. And Juanita smiles. Kathleen smiles. Awesome show, as always, from Karen Campbell Green. Thanks, gang. We love all the comments coming in here. And Karen says, Jim has the perfect show and perfect format. We love it here. I'm glad you guys do. Again, this is like show 230, I think. We've been doing this every day. And I sort of balance it with my professional work and love doing it. This is really cool. It was great getting to know you and your family, Kevin. Keep well and stay safe. Good stuff. And Scott, yes, let's stay connected. Love to maybe have you on as well, my friend. Shoot a message. You can actually shoot a message at jimmasterstv@gmail.com. That's jimmasterstv@gmail.com. That is the email address for our show. Bernadette says, another excellent episode. Thanks, Jim, as always. My pleasure. I enjoyed it too. It was great. Kevin was awesome. And he's welcome back anytime. A lot of levity, which we love on the show too. You got to have a good time, right? I hate a stiff interview. I don't even call these interviews. I call these conversations on our entertainment lifestyle talk show series. That's what this is. We have entertainment, we have talk, we have food, we have comedy, we have inspiring conversations, deep conversations, knowledge building, education building, inspiration, light, love, levity, and levity. Yes, levity. I do a good job balancing everything, Jim. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. I know some of you missed the Christmas tree, right? We had the Christmas tree and the holiday decorations. Well, we still have the poinsettia over there. So there you go. There's the poinsettia right there, all lit up. And a few more things, but the tree, we did wrap up the tree, although our other tree in the house is still up. The main tree in the house is still up. But the other tree that was there with a guitar, we put the guitar back. Remember back there, it was all green and everything. We had the holiday colors and everything. So the other tree that was here, we actually still have up. Well, it's over on the side. And then on the other side of the house, we have the main tree. But we're always tweaking. We're always, moving the set around. And it's 2021, so we have some new exciting things. Tomorrow, you love my zigzag sweater. Can you see it? I know sometimes it's hard to see. Things come out a little darker than they are. There's the color. Sort of like I don't know, what would you say? Like a caramel color. Nice and warm. Nice new it was a Christmas gift. I love your zigzag sweater, Jim. Very nice color. Thank you very much. Yes. I'll be showing that in just a second too. Lots of smiles. Thank you, Jim. Has this not been an amazing week of shows? We started Monday with the incredible conversations and guest tributes, and we're going to be doing that more. I just want to show you that we are going to be doing a lot more of that from our guests, the conversations that our guests, the wonderful comments that our guests have said in reference to our show. They have been truly a blessing, some of the words and some of the incredible things. And I just want to show you this. Since we were talking about Dream of Denver, who we love so much, if you missed it on Monday, here's what she had to say about the show.
Hi, everybody. This is Dream of Denver. And I was lucky enough or blessed enough to be a guest on the Jim Masters show in 2020. This crazy year of 2020. Insanity all the way around. And one of the best things for me in 2020 was getting to meet Jim and to be part of what he's doing. I love what he's putting out there. All the positivity and the levity and just really putting good things out into the world. We need that so much. I think now more than ever. So my wish for 2021 is that I get to be on the Jim Masters show again. I have a new book coming out in 2021, probably in February, and I would love to be able to tell all of you about it. It was so wonderful to meet all of Jim's viewers through comments and to get to know you guys. And I know it's been a while since I've been on, so I'm sure all of that has just snowballed, and it's been a wonderful experience for everybody who has been on the show. So, Jim, thank you so much for having me. I will be thrilled to do it again if you'll have me back. And everybody, I think we can safely say 2020, bye-bye, and 2021, oh, come on, let's make this a good one. Thank you guys so much.
Wasn't that incredible? Just one of the many wonderful comments that we've had coming in from our guests and our viewers in video form. And on Monday's show this past week, we welcomed 2021 with the very first episode of 2021 of the Jim Masters Show live, with lots of incredible comments that our past guests from 2020 had to say. And believe it or not, we're still getting lots of those videos in. We've got 3 or 4 more that came in today. And then there's a number of them that our viewers also created and sent, our lovely viewers, and we still have more of those coming in. So we aired quite a few bit of them, I think, if not probably all of them. I think, matter of fact, there was about 7 more that we didn't get a chance to air. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a show together where it's a host chat show, and we're going to chat. We're going to have our usual fun here, and we're going to show them all of the viewers' videos talking about why they love watching the show, and all of the guest videos as well. We showed quite a few of them on Monday night. It was something special about Monday night's show with all of you, our viewers, and me, and then the guests, guest after guest after guest, just talking about the experiences they've had on the Jim Masters Show live, which truly touches me greatly. Because again, I've done this work for a long time, and to do it here nightly out of the home studio and reaching an international audience every single day, we come together. It's like real friendship. You know what I mean? We might not be physically in the same room. However, it feels like we are, right? It feels like we're in each other's homes. And that's the kind of feeling that I really like. And did you get that vibe from Kevin as well? I got that vibe from Kevin. Cool guy, very open about his life, but there's a warmth there that I think is pretty cool. He understands what life's all about. He's a straight shooter, but he gets the program. He gets what life's all about. And I think that makes a world of difference. And that's why, people enjoy his work as much as, the people that know him personally as well in his own life. I think that's a wonderful opportunity to connect with people. And he's talking about that. Remember how he was saying, and I'm very, me, if you watch the show regular, I'm big about connection and keeping connections. And, having a laugh or two every once in a while and inspiring people and lifting them up and putting positive vibes out there and positive thoughts out there. And I've always tried to do that. And ever since I was a kid, I was always like that. Still am. And now we're doing it in my professional work, continuing in television, radio, but also nightly with all of you here on the Jim Masters Show live. And it's really, really cool. And then on Tuesday, we did that wonderful tribute to Sky Aubrey, the wonderful Hollywood veteran, legend, actress and producer who was a wonderful guest on our show in the summertime with screenwriter and playwright Edward Jordan. And she just passed away in November and at 74. And her daughter, Anastasia, was a guest on our show. Edward came back on our show because he was a guest when Sky Aubrey was on. You may remember her, of course, in so many movies. And she was on Batman and Broadway and so much television shows. And we had so much fun with her. And I replayed certain segments from our original conversation when she was a guest with us in the summer. And then we shared a very special video that her daughter had made, which was a tribute to her mom, Sky Aubrey. And that was really a beautiful, beautiful conversation. Really, really was. And then we paid homage to another person that passed away, Dr. Kenneth Salyer. He is a world-renowned pioneer in craniofacial surgery, and that's helped so many people regain a sense of self-worth and value in their lives because maybe they were born with some sort of, maybe there's a deformity or something, birth defect, whatever it may be, or maybe there was an accident or an injury that caused something. And he was an incredible person, and he was to be a guest on our show last night, but he passed away on the 28th of December. So we had a wonderful tribute show in conjunction with the episode we did with Sky Aubrey, tribute and celebration. The first half was celebrating Sky's life. The second half was celebrating Dr. Ken's life, because Dr. Ken was all excited to be a guest on the show. He sent me his books. And he passed away a week ago. So we had Lacey Carpenter, our wonderful friend, the fiddler, violinist, on as a guest because she knew him personally. And she was the one who actually introduced me to Dr. Ken so we can have him on the show. So she was the first to personally contact me to let me know that he passed away. So, and then last night we had an extraordinary combination of guests. We had Peter Danish, the incredible composer, as well as classical music editor for BroadwayWorld.com, and Broadway actress, singer, and a performer extraordinaire, Rita Harvey. And we had a phenomenal time last night with Simple Prayers for Challenging Times, their new CD that's out, with all that incredible music that we played last night and the wonderful conversations that we had. That was an extended episode of our show. And again, it's just, these episodes this week have been so perfect for the beginning of a new year, wrapping up the horrific year that 2021 was. So, and then tonight with Kevin, sort of a similar theme with him opening up his life. It was just absolutely really cool. And tomorrow we have an earlier show. I just want to let you know that tomorrow we have an extraordinary, renowned record producer, John Yap. You might not know him personally by name, but you'll know his music and the incredible artists that he's had an opportunity to work with. He owns J Records in London. Tomorrow, our show is on at a special time, a little bit earlier, 3 p.m. Eastern, which will be noon Pacific. And John is going to be live in London. We're doing it earlier at 3 because for him, it's going to be 8 p.m. in London, England. So tomorrow we are on earlier at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, 8 p.m. in England, Ireland, and Scotland, because our very special guest, renowned record producer, John Yap, is going to be with us live from London. Then on Saturday, wow, big show, and Europe, as well as the United States, from what I'm hearing, is all excited about this, and I'm very happy. He's a friend of mine and has been for years, and we were just chatting again today. Mario Frangoulis is going to be here. He is the renowned Greek tenor. He's had many public television specials. I've interviewed him in the past. He's a great guy, a brilliant singer. He was in Phantom of the Opera and so much more. He's got a brilliant career, and he's going to be here live from Athens, Greece. He's going to perform. There's all kinds of cool things happening. That's 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. in Greece. You see, it says EET. That's Eastern European time. So for everybody watching in Greece, where he's going to be live from Athens on Saturday, we will be here with an earlier show. Now, we have 2 shows that night. We actually have 2 shows on Saturday, which is going to be really, really cool. The first show that we have is the show that's coming up with Mario Frangoulis. And again, Mario is incredible, and he's all excited. He's just amazing. He really is somebody that is just tremendous. And again, you're really going to enjoy. You're just going to enjoy having him as a guest here on the show, because he's going to entertain. He's going to tell about his life, and he's got so many stories, and he's got quite a few different things that he's going to share with us. His performances with Sarah Brightman and so much more. We're putting it all together today. So he is here at 1 p.m. Eastern this Saturday, live from Athens, Greece. Then on Saturday night, we have composer and musical legend Terry Wallman here. Terry is extraordinary. Not only is he a composer, he's a brilliant guitarist. He's been responsible for so much music on network television, from some of your favorite theme songs to music and documentaries, many, many film scores for incredible movies and soundtracks. Terry Wallman is going to be with us this Saturday night, live exclusively at 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific. And he's going to play live too. He's got songs he's going to be preparing. He's going to play live. He's all excited. He is a legend. He's going to be here. We're very excited. He's also a friend of somebody that I interviewed a couple of weeks back, Melissa Manchester. He's worked with Melissa Manchester. He's worked with some of the greats. Terry is going to be with us coming up on Saturday. So Saturday, we have 2 shows. We have Saturday afternoon with Mario Frangoulis, live and direct from Athens, Greece, the wonderful Greek tenor and actor. He's going to be with us 1 p.m. Eastern on Saturday afternoon. Then it's going to be a Saturday night of incredible music with record-producing legend, composer, and musician, guitarist Terry Wallman. That's 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Saturday night. Then more. On Sunday, we're going to be on earlier as well, because we have live from Ireland, Irish singer, songwriter, folk and pop star George Hutton is going to be with us live from Ireland, 3 p.m. Eastern. That's 3 p.m. Eastern time, noon Pacific, 8 p.m. GMT, 8 p.m. meaning Ireland, Scotland, Wales, England, I believe also Spain, the Netherlands. So 8 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. in Europe, 3 p.m. here, East, and 12 p.m. Pacific. Got it? 3 p.m. for everybody, Eastern time zone, noon Pacific. I should be a train conductor. You know, somebody that works in a train station. We're boarding at 3 p.m. Eastern. Then we're also boarding at noon Pacific, and we're also boarding at 8 p.m. GMT. You get the picture. He's going to be live. He's all excited. And that's he's very, very popular, and he's a great guy. And George is going to be here on Sunday, and that's going to be amazing. Also letting you know, the following weekend, George Paris, he's another brilliant Greek-French singer. He sings in multiple languages and speaks multiple languages too. He's a dear friend, and he's going to be here at 1 p.m. Eastern the following Saturday, January 16th, live, 10 a.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. in Greece. He's also going to be live from Athens, Greece. So that's going to be another incredible show. Again, at a different time earlier to accommodate the fact that he's in Greece. We're going to be doing the show live, the Jim Masters Show live, exclusively on YouTube. The Mario show is going to be exclusively on YouTube as well. George Hutton is exclusively on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters, and George will be exclusively on the YouTube channel. So if you're not familiar with our YouTube channel yet, head on over to the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV, and click subscribe. And that way you can comment. Make sure you log in too when the shows are on so you can comment. George is going to be here. He's amazing. He's had a public television special that was filmed at Jazz at Lincoln Center in New York City. I was there that night. He's amazing and good friend. And then very popular. Everybody's all whipped up about this, and I'm excited about it. Nathan Carter, another great friend, is going to be with us on Sunday, the 17th, live from, I'm not sure if he's going to be in Ireland or England. I have to check with him, but he's Ireland's leading country singer, Nathan Carter. He's originally from England. He's going to be here Sunday, the 17th, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, 8 p.m. GMT, which means, of course, Greenwich Mean Time. So folks watching in England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, Netherlands, Spain, France, those areas, you can see it at 8 p.m. live on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We would love that. Share it too. Tell everybody about it. Nathan's going to be here. He's a brilliant performer as well. So going to check a couple more comments before we wrap up. It was great having you, all of you here. Juanita says, good night, Jim and Lovelies. Great show again. Keep well and safe. Again, reminding you that we are on earlier tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, with legendary record producer John Yap of J Records. He's going to be here 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. It's going to be amazing. A lot of music and more. It's going to be really cool. And that's on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV, and also it'll be on the Facebook page as well. Kathleen says, good night, Jim. Have a great night. Bye, all. Thank you for watching. Glad you enjoyed. Our good friend actor, Kevin Sizemore. We'll have him back on the show. And I hope he and I get a chance to get together, break some bread. That'll be cool. There's a lot of these guests that I have that have come on are either friends of mine already, or we are becoming friends as a result of the conversations and what we're doing here together on the show. And I think that is spectacular. Christine says, Jim, thanks for an upbeat show tonight with Kevin. Another great one. The shows this week have all been perfect to start 2021. Good night, Jim and Lovity friends. 2021. Lovity. Perfect. You nailed that one, Christine, in North Carolina. It's been another great evening with you, Jim, and all our Lovities. Good night, everyone, and please stay safe. Well, that is wonderful. And got it, I think, LOL. They all sound great. Yeah, all the dates and times. Well, I know that was a lot of times and dates and shows and stuff. All of it is posted on our Facebook page at Jim Masters TV in the events section. And all of it is on YouTube. So you can just go to YouTube at Jim Masters TV and you can see all the shows lined up. I think we have shows posted to air all the way up to Tuesday. On Monday, we've got an amazing guest. We have award-winning columnist, author, and speaker, Heather Dugan. She's amazing. She's going to be here with a very, very inspiring story, and just going to be a great conversation. That's Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. It's amazing how I remember these things, right? I'm not reading anything right now. I'm just, there's so many dates and times and shows and all the programming. It gets crazy here sometimes with all the content. But there was one time I think I slipped up on the air on one of the other shows I host, and I said, thanks for joining us on the Jim Masters show. No, wait, on the other show. You know, it's kind of like working for Channel 2, and you used to work for Channel 4, and you say, for all of us at Channel 4, when you're actually on Channel 2, that happens sometimes to the best of us. Monday, author, columnist, and speaker Heather Dugan is going to be great. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And on Tuesday, get ready to laugh, because he is really, really funny. Comedian and actor Josh Hyman is going to be here. That's right. Josh Hyman is going to be here. He is a really funny comedian, and he's a great actor. So it's going to be a lot of levity and levity on Tuesday of next week. And again, you can see that posted on our Facebook page at Jim Masters TV if you need a reminder. And it's also on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. So you can check that out as well. Cool stuff. So just a little house cleaning there, giving you some, ideas of some of the incredible shows we have coming up and great guests and levity and lots more. We always learn something on these shows, don't we? Karen Campbell Green in Nova Scotia. Good night, Jim and my levity family. Early morning wake up time. See you tomorrow. Perfect. Good night, Jim. Have a great night. Bye all. You too, Kathleen, as well. And Renee, hello. And thanks for those goodies. I love those goodies. We've been eating them all day. It was really nice of you to say that, or to spend the time to send those wonderful edible goodies. Love it. We appreciate that. Renee from Iowa. Yes, Jim, we feel like close family. That is cool. I love that. Merlin says, night, night all. Monday nights was so much fun and so special. And we're going to do another one of those too. We're going to do another one of those. Karen says, the guests love you and the show as much as we do, Jim. That's beautiful, Karen. I appreciate that. Karen in Nova Scotia. I am so fortunate to know this fantastic woman. She does so much for our home state and deserves all the love in the world. Oh, absolutely. You're talking about Dreama? Mm-hmm. She, Dreama Denver. Yeah. Dear, dear person. Wonderful week of Loverty. Jim, your sweater matches your guitar. It kind of does. Yeah, the guitar is back. We had the tree there. We had the Christmas tree there. So the guitar is back now. And a few other things that are tweaked. George Burns was behind me, but now he's over here. He's been watching tonight. All the guests get a kick out of these characters. George and Jeannie. You want to know where Jeannie is? Can you spot Jeannie? There she is. See her? The bottle. Right there. There's Jeannie. There you go. So Jeannie's on set. And of course, Gilligan was here tonight, of course. And Silver and all the rest. Jimmy's over there. Lin, we got to get that big panda. I know you guys love that panda. Lin. We got to find a spot for, I don't know where we're going to fit Lin, but I know you guys love Lin. We got to get Lin on one of the shows. Juanita says, what a great guy. Seems very serious from the roles he's played, but he has such a humorous disposition, doesn't he, Kevin? Love to get to see the human side of the celebrities on the show, Jim. That's what we try to do. That's what I try to do. I always like to get to the core. And the only way to do that is to have time. You can't rush a good conversation. Again, that's why I say this is in the style of the traditional talk shows. We have a lot of fun here. It's a cool experience turning on these lights and sitting in this chair. And yes, I am sitting. Remember, I used to stand. I may go back to standing just to break it up once in a while. But, we get a chance to have wonderful conversations and revelations and really cool things together. And I think that is fantastic. Yes, caramel, the color of the sweater, right? You say caramel or caramel? I say caramel. All right, gang, we're going to get ready to wrap up here. We've got a lot of shows coming up. Jim, you'll have to play it sometime. Yes, you're welcome. Thanks again. Good night. Anybody that missed our incredible show with actor Kevin Sizemore, you can see the entire episode on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. We just posted a fresh update to Broadway star and actor and singer Michael Longoria, if you didn't see that on our YouTube channel. And if you missed any of the episodes since day one, you can see them all on our YouTube channel. You are always so fashionable. Love it. Thank you, Kathleen Walker, my friend in New York. You say Carmel. All right, gang, you guys are the best. Love all the levity, love all the comments, and we're going to get ready to head out, right? We once again thank our very special guest, Kevin. That is a cool shot, isn't it? That's from Mine 9. And again, remember when he was in, if you never saw Under the Dome, which was on CBS, That was Stephen King's miniseries. It was really, really good. Some other cool shots. Again, if you missed any of these. This too, the looking forward to season 2 coming. And again, real quick, we'll do a quick review of some of the things. We talked about all these, but some of the things you may remember him in. And again, he was also on Days of Our Lives, Young and the Restless, Passions, and General Hospital. Yep. There's Under the Dome. Red Line. And that's just a few. That was just a few of the things that Kevin was in, but we thank him for joining us here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Great guy, and we'll have him back for sure. We'll have him back. Glad you guys got a chance to learn about him and all these cool roles he's been in, and some of the cool projects that are coming up too. Just like our show here, some of these cool things that are coming up. All right, gang, thanks for joining us. It's always a pleasure when we see your smiley faces and your comments. And, the guests love the comments too, just as much as I do. And I like bringing you guys in. Don't you feel like you're a part of the show as opposed to just sitting and watching it? Although there are a lot of people who just sit and watch it, and that's perfectly fine. Not everybody wants to comment. Not everybody wants to post. They just want to take it all in. And I hear from a lot of them privately and quietly. Not everybody, there's so many more people that watch live and then watch even more later in the archives when they binge watch our series, which I think is cool. Binge watching is always great. But not everybody posts. So in order to watch our show, you don't have to post. But it's nice when you do, the ones that like to do it. The guest sees it, I see it, and it just makes it feel like we're all in this together, like we're all experiencing the Jim Masters Show Live together. And that's what it's all about. It's like a sense of a community spirit here, wouldn't you say? Levity Hall, as you guys call it. I think it's pretty cool. A couple more comments and then we're wrapping up. Most definitely feel part of it. That's perfect, Karen. Wherever anybody is around the world, whatever your gender is, your income, your height, your political beliefs, your religious beliefs, it doesn't matter. Everybody on this show is welcome. All around the world, you're welcome on our show, and we love having you here. And I love doing the show for you and with you. Take care, loveties. Stay safe, all. I love the way everybody looks out for everybody, too. All of you look out for everybody, for each other. I think that is cool. And we do have one big happy family here. And we've got to get going on that Levity cruise, too, putting that together. Hopefully we'll be able to do those kinds of things real soon. That would be nice. So the set is looking really good for 2021. We made a few tweaks and changes. The tree is done for the year, and the Christmas decorations, though we did leave the poinsettia over there. And a couple other little things. Genie bottles back there, and George was here, but I brought him up so Kevin can see him. And of course, Gillian was back by the monitor, but he's here now. And one more time, I toast. Post toasty. I toast you in this wonderful mug that came from Pine Island, Florida, and wonderful, lovely viewer, Mary Bishop. This was filled with candy. And then she had a box she sent with 10 wrapped gifts in it. And one of these shows, I'm going to show you some of the gifts that have come in from our lovely viewers over the Christmas holiday. I love this mug. I'm a mug person. I love mugs. We're thinking about maybe bringing the tree in and calling it a Levity tree. And then we can have different things that people send in and we can put it on the Levity tree. Our main tree in the house is still up. And the tree that also used to be here is still in this room, but it's off to the side. My tree is still up too. Cool. Take care, loveties. Stay safe, all. You too, Kathleen. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This is your host, Jim Masters, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, another awesome show. Again, we'll be here a little bit earlier on Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, and 8 p.m. in England, because our guest is in London. Prolific record producer John Yap is going to be with us tomorrow. So I hope you're here. If not, you can see it in the archives. Everything is there for you at Jim Masters TV. Good night and be well. Thanks for joining us in this episode of the Jim Masters Show Live. We love you all. You take care. You stay safe. Be well. We'll see you on our next episode. Good night.